So have you guys seen that Leonardo DiCaprio is dating like a 19-year-old girl?
I did see that.
Isn't he always, though?
So I don't know.
His max is like 24 and a half.
I don't know. But
He's dating 19-year-olds since he was 19.
yeah. In many ways, he hasn't changed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know. But I say that to say this. There's been a lot of tweets about the manor. And a lot of people saying stuff like, my cat is older than, you know, Leo's girlfriend. And, you know, Nirvana's Nevermind is older than, or could be the father of Leo's girlfriend, and all this type of shit, right? Is that hate?
Yes, 100%.
I mean,
He's just jealous,
people hate to see it because I can't do it.
I feel like it's hate.
I feel 100%.
I feel like these girls are dying to get, they would die to have that opportunity, and they're fucking just hating.
I think the difference is he's not going around trolling high schools and with the countdown clock, like, all right, birthday, boom.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. You know, he met a model in France who happens to be 19. Guess what? She's working, and he met her.
Because models tend to be 19.
He shows up doing that face from Django, this one, and he has a little birthday hat on. Yeah. She's 19. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's hate. Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up real quick.
I mean, fucking like the teen category in porn is huge. Everybody's watching that.
That's true, and
which is 18 and 19 only. By the way,
yeah,
deceptive.
And I can only speak for myself. I'm not looking at no teens.
No,
like,
but I mean, if you look at just the popularity of categories,
it's a popular category
in life. Like if I was single again, that's off limits. I don't want anybody who can't get into a bar.
Well, not only is it off limits,
that's what to talk about.
I'm exhausted. Like I don't have time. You're not gonna keep me up late. My back hurts. So, like leave me the fuck alone.
Right? Go get my medicine.
You know, but on top of that, it's like I don't find many young people to be intelligent in any meaningful way. Like I can't have a conversation, and you know, and you would probably, in spite of what your Instagram would have others believe, you don't know what you're doing sexually, and it's just I'm not interested in the whole gamut. To be quite honest,
I agree.
I had one more question before we do introductions. Joe, are you going to explain this weather balloon or what? What's going on?
Not my people. You know I'm anti.
Now you put water into a cup. It becomes the cup.
So that shit is funny to me, and it's funny on a couple levels. I don't have like a deep dive or a hot take on it necessarily, but like. What's funny to me about it is how China's like pissed that we took it down, right?
Yeah. Like, what do you want?
You know what I mean? Like,
give it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you throw your ball in your neighbor's yard and don't give it back.
I like that. It's like a
There's a whole movie on that, Sandlot.
Yeah. And you know, my thing with it is like, you know, I've heard him say, and apparently the dude from Venezuela came out and like backed him, which is like even weirder because like he's a fucking maniac.
Yes.
And but I heard him say like. That we violated some shit. Like there's some rules, and I don't know the rules. I don't even know the rules to where I work, let alone some.
That makes two.
So there's that. Apparently, we violated some rules, but I'm like, is that
shit?
Well, is that shit not a violation? Like, you know, or is it like, is there a? I wonder if there's an altitude of like where it's. Like
airspace wise,
if it's like common seas, if it's like a satellite, like they could have a theoretically
international waters. So you have international air.
Yeah. I just don't know. You know?
I mean, it was low enough for a fucking fighter jet to get to. It's not that high.
Yeah, I just feel like exactly. So I feel like even if there was, that was too low.
Yeah,
you know, and like it wasn't very inconspicuous.
It's not like a fucking Space Force got to it.
Everybody was like, yeah, exactly. Dude, what if it had?
I know, right? Our first fucking action as a Space Force.
Like just they all come out of hyperspace right into Earth's orbit.
only if we had that.
Yeah. What is going on over there? You a little busy bee?
I'm sorry,
I feel like I don't have your complete attention.
I'm catching up on stuff. I got to show you this video.
Yeah. So I do have Evan with us for Black History Month. Of course, he's
It's a yearly visit, bro.
Yeah. Well, he told me, it's funny because he told me, he's like, man, I'm going to make a conscious effort to get out there once a month. And I was like, it sounds beautiful. You're always welcome. You could come every week, so to speak, if you want. And then here we are, Black History Month. And I still had to reach out to him like, hey, man, what's next week looking like?
You know, my people put in enough work. How about you?
For fuck's sake.
But you do your part.
Well, I did. I'm texting.
You have to get your portable gear to go to his house and record there.
You know what? You really want to celebrate. That's what you do.
He's also the king of Pasitaconda. So, do we have you? You and I have spoke privately, but you have not been out here since Wakanda Forever, have you?
I don't think I have.
No, I don't think you
I
have
didn't think
either.
about that, but yeah, I don't think I have.
I have two questions for you. I already know that you liked it, and I'm happy to know that because I loved it.
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster.
I think it's easily the best film out of Phase 4. And I personally think it's one of the better Marvel movies in general, of which I would not put the first Black Panther in that category. It's also the second movie that Porter has seen from the Marvel Universe, which is weird.
Weird, right?
But my question to you is, how do you feel about a lot of the pushback that it's getting, more so from the Black community, as it were?
I'm not familiar with the pushback.
So there's a lot of people upset about it. That I've heard it called. It's Wakanda Forever, and then a semicolon or a colon, and Latin Panther.
No say.
There's been a lot of pushback about it not having. And I think it's mainly from people that don't understand the character and don't understand the universe and think it's something it's not. But a lot of people thinking that it's not, of the culture enough because it deals with all of these Mexican sort of influences and histories, et cetera, et cetera.
I feel like people who have those criticisms are full of shit and don't know the source material, because I was excited about it, knowing the history between Black Panther and Namor.
Oh, stop.
Come on, man. Don't start that shit.
So knowing their history, I was excited about it, especially considering, like, hey, what are we going to do to continue that feud or start that feud, considering the traditional Black Panther's not in it.
Right.
I think the criticisms are what do you call it, baseless and more superficial than anything.
And I think it has more to do with, America's just exhausting obsession with race, as opposed to just being able to step back and take everything for what it is in some sort of objective manner without tying in what is it trying to say about instead of just saying like, whoa, good story, good characters, interesting take in a different type of Marvel movie. And of course, Marvel's only really good when two good guys fight each other, so it happened to work. But yeah, I don't know. I was curious about it. But yeah.
That's why I picked the team. I feel like the race stuff is less now than a few years back. I think it's trending down.
Well, I feel like it
from
depends,
just personal experiences in life.
Let me give another example, right? And this is how I feel about it, where I get exhausted. This Memphis shit that just happened, right? There's a guy that was beat by 5 cops brutally, like fucking
was bad.
Insane, like.
That was a gang style beating.
Yeah, exactly. You would have thought it was like a mafia fucking hit or something rather than a police action. The victim was Black, and the 5 officers that were doing the beating was Black, and then there was a white cop that was responsible for the initial pullover. The very next day, I hear, like, I open up my feed and I'm looking through it, and it's like, it's the same shit. It's one side of the table is like, that NAACP better keep that same energy, and then the other side of the table is saying, well, if the cops were white, they wouldn't have been fired. They would have been investigated, and it's like nobody can just remove, even in this scenario, remove race from it and say the problem is police reform. The problem is, it's not, once again, the aesthetics are, they're manipulated. You can manipulate them. The problem remains the same. But regardless of it,
correlation and causation are not the same thing.
100%. So it's like, in some ways, I feel like we're still equally obsessed about it, and like, to an exhausting degree.
I can understand that. So I've heard all the arguments and sides of it, with police reform being the core, at the core, right? Now, I will say, I do believe part of police reform is there has to be a race-based conversation, because policing in America has historically targeted marginalized communities, black and brown people, and part of that is to see
poor people,
yes, to see them as less than. So I think that's disproportionately affected people of color more so. So even if the officer is black,
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, because the most marginalized people in this country, if we need to break it down to that thing, I would make the argument that the marginalized people in this country are poor people. End of sentence.
And I think,
but most poor people in this country are white.
That's the problem.
Well, I think most poor people in this country, if you look at statistics and living conditions as well as real estate, are
densely populated areas. They're going to be black and brown.
And guess what? What happened with that was because of laws, policies, and practices.
100%.
They were turned into quote unquote ghettos and these.
100%.
So that's how you can use the law to continue certain racist and prejudice practice without it being overt. And so what I say by that is these low income places, which are predominantly populated with black and brown people, are over policed, or the police system in that area treat them as less than. You won't find the policing on Edmondson Avenue the same as you will in Beverly Hills.
No, but once again, class. You will find policing very similar on Emerson Avenue as you will on Baltimore Street in Pigtown. Mm-hmm. You'll find that policing to be very similar.
And sometimes, from what I've witnessed, but the way the police engage the individuals is different. Now, speaking from personal experience, yes, you might get stopped just like me because let's say we both drive a beat up car, but the way that interaction goes,
and we got a bunch of trees on our
exactly
on our mirror. It's called the poverty forest.
But you know what it is. I think that interaction goes differently depending on how you look physically, and there are plenty of studies.
I also think it's also based on presentation, though.
How do you mean?
I think we're both driving the same beat up car and we both got the poverty forest. If we both get pulled over and you look like you look today and I have a t-shirt with cigarette burns in it and I'm half stubbled out and my eyes look shitty and I got holes in my sweatpants and my car stinks, and they're going to get a worse treatment than you, even if they are white.
I'd have to push back on that. I kind of disagree with that because there's definitely a disparity. And I get what you're saying. It's based on presentation. But historically in this country, that hasn't been the case. And you can talk to...
Historically is a tricky word to use because historically things have changed so drastically also.
True, but also some things have remained the same, whether they be under the surface or very blatant. And plenty of black and brown people. Ask them about their experience.
Some of his best friends are black and brown.
Right, exactly. No big deal. I can name them all. That's the problem. And ask them about their interactions or stuff like that. And I promise you, a lot of them will have similar stories. And
but I don't think that you've ever done the same.
What?
Asked a person that wasn't black or brown.
I have, which is crazy. And
because I was here,
it's from mopping.
Yes,
and
right.
So I think sometimes the background plays a role, but I literally had a conversation. I think it was yesterday, and this individual was not used to a different perspective as it pertains to race or.
Well, I find that believable, but continue.
Yeah, right. But I asked, and another time was a few months ago. I had a conversation with somebody. I was like, have you ever been pulled over and ... No, it's usually a pleasant interaction. All this, I bet it was.
So mine isn't necessarily that way until I started mopping.
Really?
And then it changed overnight.
Even after mopping, mine has not. And it's a different vibe. I got pulled over probably 3-4 weeks ago. Now I deserve that shit. You admit it, man. Look, I was doing 90 and a 55. I know it. So, but it was still. That's why I have my car has certain stuff on it.
Right.
But it was still one of those interactions. Like, please. I called my wife. I was like, hey, look, I just need you to stay on the phone. I got pulled over, and she's on the phone.
Because you were concerned for your well-being?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, and I think that that's part of the problem. I think that these sorts of media posturing about it that are extremely skewed. They perpetuate a false fear because they don't accentuate the opposite. They don't accentuate the amount of people, black and brown people, that are having interactions with the police day by day that goes without incident or is pleasant, because it's not sexy in the same way.
I see what you're saying.
So if you're a 16-year-old kid and you're constantly getting this reinforced to you, cops are out to get you. Anytime you get pulled over, it could be a death sentence. And that is how you present. Do you know what I mean? Because that is what you have taken in. It is your truth.
But my truth is that, I've been asked when being pulled over, I don't know how much you've been asked, but are you in a gang? Are you affiliated? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not dressed in,
Yeah, is
that a typical line of questioning that you would get?
Never.
How often do you get, are you like?
No, that's weird.
So,
but I've had a gun put in my head.
But that's experience
by a police officer.
See, so I don't know what you were doing, but
honestly, nothing.
See, so I get what you're saying as far as the classism and the social economic aspect of it, but the fact that I get a different line of questioning or assumptions about who I am, that tells me that there's a disparity in how black and brown people are policed in the country. Now, I will say the root of it is based on economics and whatnot, but there are subgroups in that in which you have to look at as well. And, throughout history, you have to look at the relationship that the U.S. police system has had with minority communities. It ain't been pleasant. And in, most of modern American history, so you don't, I think I've talked to you about this before. You don't just all of a sudden flip a switch and say, hey, we're progressive now.
No,
because those same officers who turned dogs on activists in the 60s, they're still around. Yeah. But guess what? Their sons and daughters got hired. They are legacy police officers, and their sons and daughters got hired. And that mindset doesn't just go away based on, hey, guess what? This bill's that passed. Guess what? If my granddaddy spent the better part of my childhood calling, referring to black people certain way, that's ingrained in my mind, and that's how I'm going to.
But that same ingrainment is also what I'm trying to correlate. Is that same ingrainment, that same perspective is also in many, many white communities below the poverty line, of like, they're not here to help you. They're here to make your day worse. Don't tell them nothing. Don't talk to them. Don't trust them.
Well, that's what I said. I agree with the social economic aspect.
It's not the same as the guy saying, I'm not pointing to Black Canary, but the guy
who's not black, by the way,
who's not black, by the way, injustice,
appropriation at its finest.
But is the same breath is to say that it's not the same as saying, I think that my kids more than likely will grow up with a very positive view of police, but that's because they're coming up in a like they're having all sorts of educational interactions with them at school and all. You know what I mean? Like I'm guessing that is going to be their truth, but it wasn't necessarily how I came up. And I think that there's I think that the more that you strip a person of their humanity and paint them into another box, whether it be a black box, and not the type that record air flight, or a gay box or a trans box or whatever.
That sounds hot.
Hey, but the more that you remove the humanity and you add on these other elements that you hang off of the humanity, like a decoration on a Christmas tree, the less people want to look at humanity in that way.
Now, let me ask you, where did the concept of race come up? Who created the concept and whatnot of race? That wasn't a black thing. It didn't start until relatively modern American history when people did get separated, because guess what? We have to establish a hierarchy. Who's less than?
Well, people have been doing that since the ancient world.
Black and white is what I'm saying. Like just
black and black.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
white and white.
In America, that was when it,
But that's not the beginning of that.
But in America, that's, you come here and these people are less than because whatever, they're savages. These people are less than because they have a different religion. And then why else? How can we identify that these people are less than? Well, they're all black, they're all brown, they're all,
But that's I don't think that's specific to race, and I don't think it's specific to America at all. Like,
racism is like kind of inborn in people.
It's been going on since the beginning of time. Exactly.
Whatever's different is not good.
Yeah. I mean, Brexit happened because of the British beefing with the Polish. Like, it's, and it usually happens with people that you border or have to neighbor.
So it's based on ethnicity, nationalism, religion, all that stuff. So there's been prejudice and division. So I can only speak based on America, and so that's what I'm going with.
It's just like skin color is very easily identifiable versus someo's religion. So it's very much easy to see someone and that's different.
Yeah,
most of the time. Sometimes you're like, I know what religion that is. I know, I got spotted from a mile away. All those curls hanging down. I know what it's about.
I want somebody to fool him one day. Like, no, actually,
where'd you get Abraham Lincoln's hat from?
So, but yeah, I definitely think there's a conversation yesterday with somebody, and he was like, my son's 17, and I know I raised him right, but then him and his buddies were telling a joke that he was like, honestly, it was racist, and this is a clear guy talking, and it's funny, we say clear at home, for the kids, but
a clear guy,
but he's like, I had to correct him, like, hey man, that's not cool. He's like, and what you don't want is you and your buddies making these videos, and that comes up in 10 years when you want to jump. So he had to. So stuff still needs to be addressed. And I think in the same breath, he was like, I wish people would just stop talking about race. I was like, I agree but disagree, because it's still a big part of history. It's a big part of who we are. And a lot of times, if you don't have necessarily the cultural background and history and knowledge that a lot of other people have, all you have is, guess what? I'm black, I'm proud, and I might not be able to trace my lineage back to the old country and where exactly, but I know here I'm black, I'm proud, and that's who I am. And so I think the whole part about, we just don't talk about or deal with race, we can't do that. We don't have that luxury.
Well, that's not what I'm suggesting, just to be clear, and I don't know if you think that that's what I'm suggesting.
I don't know.
But I'm suggesting that we evolve, that we look at it more of a, look how we used to view race instead of now. And you still acknowledge that, because some of those things, and once again, tribalism have led to, horrible things throughout time, back to the aughts, like 00's time, where, you just take over a place and you view those people as being inferior, and the entire population is just wiped out overnight. And then to look as that time sort of moves forward and be like, and then we got to this era, and then this era, and then we decided to not do that anymore.
Correct.
And move forward.
So do you think we're at that point right now?
I think we can be.
We're continuously moving forward.
I think we're getting further away from it because everybody wants to go to their corner.
So when was the last time you can remember that we've been the closest to that?
I would say it's a tricky question, because if there's a 0 and a 100, if we were at a 5, we were closer than when we were at a 4. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, in my mind's eye, I would say the Clinton era.
I can see that. But I'll agree with the caveat being that there was still stuff happening in the background. I'll give you the most basic example. Everybody's probably already heard of it. The war on drugs, right?
Yeah.
America treated the war on drugs way different than they treat the opioid crisis.
Right.
And guess what? The war on drugs adversely affected predominantly Black and brown communities.
100%.
Especially how we treated the 3-strike rule and
100%.
Policing.
100%.
So all that affected Black and brown communities and poor communities in such a 100%. Large number than the opioid crisis. Now it's like, we need to get them help. But guess what? Who the opioid crisis affects more now? It's more white people.
Well,
true. I mean, I work there. I know.
Yeah.
I don't think, it affects a ton of Black and brown people.
Yes.
But I just think it affects, there's a bigger effect of the opioid crisis on white people than the crack crisis was on white people. But it's not about that there's not a crisis on both sides going through.
No, it's a bigger issue when it affects a certain group.
Yeah, but here's the inverse to that, dude, is that if you say, for instance, all right, with police brutality, what do we want? Well, we want officers charged and fired. right? So then, okay, so that's the precedent. That's what we want. Cool. An incident happens. They're charged and fired. But wait, you wouldn't have done this if they were, well, maybe, but you told me that this is what you want. So there's always that X factor.
There's always going to be
the same thing with the drug thing. Is
what about it?
We shouldn't have done.
Well, we got to see how
it shouldn't have been a war on drugs. It should have been a crisis.
Correct.
Okay, so we change our point of view, and now we're doing a crisis. Well, you wouldn't have done it if okay, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. So it's hard to really reconcile with the whataboutism, because you can never prove it, right? You can never prove it without data.
You can't go back and change it.
Exactly. However, I think with this, just speaking about this issue with the Memphis police,
and Memphis is lit right now. By the way, like prior to this.
So I think speaking just about this situation, the issue was we've seen worse stuff happen on video from police, and the action was not nearly as swift as in this situation. Whoa, now, I'm happy that they...
What worse stuff?
Yo, the George Floyd thing people talk about, the Walter Scott thing, Tamir Rice.
I don't think any of those we saw that looked worse.
Nah, man.
This is the most brutal thing.
When I see a police cruiser pull up on a 12-year-old kid and shoot him in less than 3 seconds, that is worse.
I don't know.
That is absolutely worse.
I don't know if... it's subjective.
I guess.
It is, because to me, pull up and a shoot, terrible. But to me, what I saw in Memphis is torture.
But what? Okay, I'll give you another one. Walter Scott. When I see a video of a man in a green shirt running away from a police officer, the police officer shoot him in his back, and then say, "I feared for my life." That is worse in my mind. And
to me, it's not.
So it's all perspective, then.
Right? Because and only because it's to me it's brutal and it's awful and it's injustice and it's ridiculous, and these are people that we are supposed to put in a position of power as a society, as a taxpayer, to protect, and we're trusting them to walk around with a weapon. So it's absurd. But when you talk about brutally beating someone to death, if you had to give me a choice, I'm going to shoot you and put you down, or I'm going to beat you to death.
Now, to be fair, this isn't going to justify anything. They did beat that man to death. That's horrible. He died 3 days later in the hospital. Part of that fault goes to the first responders who did not render care immediately when they got there. I have something about it on my phone but so that's part of it.
Sure.
I feel like what's worse is the lack of judgment and trust.
I think we're talking about two different things. You're talking about philosophy, and I'm talking about, which I think you're right. I would concede that the idea of pulling a weapon. I
don't think you have any choice during Black History Month. But
I think in terms of viewing something as a viewer, watching something, what is worse to watch? What is more hard, difficult?
For me, I think what's worse to watch is seeing somebody who's unarmed or not doing anything. And granted,
unarmed doesn't mean not dangerous.
The dude from Memphis was, that was terrible. But watching him get beat, we've seen beatings before. And not saying that doesn't justify anything. But to see, like I mentioned, Tamir Rice.
Have we seen anybody beat to death?
Philando Castillo. To see that. The dude did everything right and got killed. So that puts a certain level of fear in my heart, saying even if I do everything right,
you can still get fucked up.
You can still get fucked up. And guess what? The person will get off. That puts a certain amount of fear in my heart. I'm not even fighting the police. And that's, these 5 dudes who beat that guy's ass in Memphis, that's terrible. But I think it was active traffic stop. He ran or something like that. And they should have just let it go. Not let him go, but you know what I mean. They shouldn't have whooped his ass.
Beat his ass to death, yes.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
But as far as the visuals, what you see that really has this visceral response from you, those 3 instances that I just mentioned gave me a visceral response because of, damn, I can't even do this. My kid can't even go outside and do this without,
But that's where I think the problem is a perspective thing. It is what you're being shown. It is what you're taking in. If for instance, right? And this isn't a comparison thing, but I follow this guy. I'm a big fan of him.
Alex Jones.
Camille, stop it. I'm gonna edit that
out. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Camille Foster, right? And I'm a huge fan of that dude. And he has taken a point to investigate the insane, numerically insane amount of police interactions with white people that have resulted in their death, right? And none of them, like you and I could probably rattle off names of black and brown people for the duration of the show, and we probably couldn't name one white person, right? Because of that interaction, which are numerous, and they eclipse anything else if we were to look at it demographically. But it doesn't get projected because it's not sexy, and it doesn't get the clicks, and it doesn't get the amount of engagement, and as a result, you won't have potentially young white people looking at it the same way.
Is it the same rate? So the quantity and rate are two different things. So it's a percentage,
of the population percentage.
So they're measurable by population density. So within the dense populated areas, they are the exact same, but the quantity for the whites are far greater. Yeah. Not exactly the number, but yeah.
So the
population density is 10 people per whatever. If that you take that community and you compare it to the white community, the numbers end up being marginally different.
I would want to see that only for the reason that we've all seen the videos of, let's say it involves a white individual and the police officers. How many warnings have they got? I've seen the videos where this white dude is coming at the officer and he's like, please put it down. But I don't think that same leniency and grace is
I mean, I think what Bobby's saying is like, what those are all the cases you've seen, all the cases you've been shown.
Yeah, absolutely. It's media manipulation. We all know it. I'm not.
Which is what I'm saying is that if maybe for just a second they either projected it all equally, perhaps you'd get a more unified force from the people who live in this country saying, maybe let's fucking change this.
Yeah, maybe they're black and brown, like just the and I don't know, but maybe there are black and brown people who does the same thing who got away with it also. We just don't know about it.
And I often think it comes down to policies. And as you and I know, there's sometimes at a work environment, policies can be written in and be completely outdated.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to look at the second part too, just like you're saying the consequences of repercussions after the action. So, these officers were swiftly dealt with. So we got to go see
what happens next.
To see if the same energy is being applied.
Yeah, but then you also had to compare, you had to compare to the same space too, right? Because now if this same incident happens again in Memphis tomorrow and it's 5 white cops and they beat the shit out of some dude.
That'd be a coincidence, but they don't go to Memphis.
Even Nostradamus is like, nah, interesting. But that's the only way that you can really compare it, because you can try to make connections, but every place and every jurisdiction is so drastically different. It has such a different history.
I think some things are, no pun intended, black and white in the sense of misconduct, right? Police misconduct. I think for more often than not, what's wrong. Like at my job, I know this is wrong, this is wrong. I can't do this, I can't do that. I think misconduct should be a pretty much an umbrella that you know that this is wrong. And if you see your partner's doing it, that's wrong. If it's a caught on video, it's wrong, whatever. So I don't think we can wait for the exact same circumstance to try to gauge the reaction of the department. If you notice your officer's doing some fuck shit on the job, they need to go.
But not all fuck shit is equal, though.
Yeah, well, if it's against policy or if it's against code of conduct or if it's against people's human rights, then absolutely.
Human rights is different.
Yeah.
Human rights is different.
Corruption.
Corruption, so,
And that's I think we can move off of that. I think but yeah, good conversation.
I like it.
Racy. We got to get a little racy when Evan's around. Back to your people, Joe.
My people are fucking consider. I think we're white adjacent. I think this is what we are.
It depends on the day. It depends on the day. It depends on the day, because sometimes when it suits certain narratives, you're white adjacent, and when it doesn't suit certain narratives, it's stop Asian hate.
It's very nice being able to play both sides.
Must be nice.
It's like
when's Shang-Chi 2 coming out?
You might say it's a game of ping pong in many ways.
Yo, when's Asian History Month, bro?
Well, if he's leaning one way, it's table tennis.
So, my question back to the balloons. If they were to have caught you spying on you last week, what's the worst thing they could have caught? They're Chinese intelligence balloons.
You're not asking me, are you?
Yeah.
Please don't.
Don't incriminate yourself on record.
Who sent you?
I was trying to think. There's some questionable tabs. That
he knows what my last week looked like.
Yeah. I'm trying to let you live. There was some questionable tabs that I clicked on within the last week that I wouldn't have been happy about being caught on camera.
It's like finding a fucking spy camera in your house from your neighbor, and then you're breaking it, and they're like, "Why you break my spy camera?"
That's so weird,
bro?
Isn't it?
Why is this spy camera in my house?
And give it back. You know, and shot it down.
And the
give
footage,
it back.
sure, give me the footage back.
You want to fix it and send it back over there.
So, Evan, as a guest, and I wish a more routine guest, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
How's been your nerd quarter or so?
February comes every year. You know when to see me.
I roll out the red carpet.
Right? Black carpet. But yeah, so what we do is my nerd quarter has been amazing. A lot of real nerd shit, actually. Like,
yeah.
I'm back in school. I'm trying to finish up this degree.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to finish up this degree. I've been bullshit on
For professional reasons or personal reasons?
Both.
Oh, fuck.
Both. Well, hey, it's
self-improvement, bro.
It's really what's my driving force is
Keep
personal
your
reasons.
Fucking shoes dirty and your knees clean, my friend.
Hey, I'm trying. It's professional is going to be just icing on the cake.
Okay.
The personal reasons is because I want my kids to be better than me. That's you. I tell my kids I want them to be better than me. And so I'm like, I can't sit there and be a hypocrite and say, hey, do this, do that, get educated. Whatever your education is, do it. But I know I've got every opportunity in the world right now, the best opportunities to better myself and educate myself. And I want to show them, yes, you can do this. In addition to that, when I do graduate, I'll be the first college graduate in my family. So,
dude, let's make some noise.
That is definitely a driving force for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, the professional stuff is great, but it's the personal stuff and all that I'm really hammering on.
That's good. But doing for your own reasons.
What do you? Can you talk about what you're majoring in, or
PSA, Public Safety Administration?
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to make a change from the inside out.
I'm already trying. Look. Hey, look, I'm going to change my last name to X, and I'm going to be an advocate.
And then I'll be able to spot your religion.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But in addition, I'm trying to catch shows. I really want to start The Last of Us.
Yeah, it's good, dude.
Did you play the game?
No, I never. I started. I never finished. I just recently played Gotham Knights. I beat that, so I got to play God of War Ragnarok next. So I got both of those for Christmas, and it's working through them. Those are the first games I got for my PS5. I just bought the PS5 on a whim. I think last time I
flex on them. Fucking buy PS5 on a whim.
No, they had it, and I was like, I'll take one. And so I've been doing that. In addition, watching shows. What else? I'm trying to pick up, in addition to my class, I'm learning more Spanish. I'm trying to.
Is that right?
I'm getting better at it. Yeah.
For any reason, or just making it better.
Personal improvement. I got to make a better me.
You've never been in a room as big as the one for growth.
I have reasons. I want to travel more, and I do travel plenty. But I like being comfortable in my ability to communicate adequately, and I can communicate well in Spanish. I understand it way better than I speak it. But I want to be able to go back and forth and have full on conversations. I just got back from a trip to Cuba, so
Yeah. So I want to talk about that for a minute.
I got you.
I saw a picture of you there. And I saw the picture, and you were with many people who I consider friends.
Nice.
And some who I consider associates, friendly associates. Nobody who I considered an enemy. Some that I considered role models.
Nice. Thank you. Was that me?
No, somebody else. But
you're the associate.
Right. Yeah, friendly associate.
But it saddened me. It saddened me, and it really doesn't have any...
Communism would do that, man.
Yeah, well, it was many years. It was many years. It saddened me, and not really because it has nothing to do with you guys. It's really that it symbolized something greater for me. That I was like, man, like, this sounds. I feel like I sound like the girl that didn't get a call back, and I don't want to, but like I was, well, it's like I would never be invited there, like I'm not deep enough, so to speak, in that circle to get invited to that. but I'll see a similar gathering at a very vastly different place with a different group of people that are all related in the same way. And I'll be like, but I'm never going to get invited there either because I'm not deep enough in that circle.
Really?
And it was something that I realized about myself that like, I basically tap dance around a lot of groups of people, but I'm not really fully accepted by any of them. And not accepted maybe is not the right word. A part.
You're not ingrained.
Yeah, I'm not in any of them. You know, I'm just accepted, perhaps is a better way to say it. And it fucking bummed me out.
Really?
Like I'm talking about for hours.
Wow.
Yeah, like it had
called me.
You were on vacation. You had a group of friends to go on fucking vacation with, and I'm sitting at home, fucking sitting on the couch.
Trust me, a lot of other people called me. I heard it from all angles, man.
Yeah, I believe that. No, and I was happy for you guys the same way I've been happy about seeing other groups of people.
Yeah,
picture. But I was saddened for myself that I was like, fuck, man. Like, unless I organize it, unless I am the one to create, that's the only, like, if tomorrow I never invited anyone over here again, that might be the last I see of tons of people.
Wow.
And it fucking, like, you don't understand, but it had a visceral reaction with me. Like, it fucked my day up. So
did I tell you about how the trip came about?
No.
Okay, so it might make you feel better. It wasn't a targeted operation, so to speak. It came about really on a whim and organically. We happened to be at a celebration for all that stuff.
Yeah,
and we went to a steakhouse. And I think about 5 of the people were there to celebrate this achievement. And the one individual, the older one with the gray hair, he retired a couple years ago.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, I know. And we weren't able to do anything for him. And so the initial thought was, hey, let's go to Tennessee because they have...
Oh, don't go there now.
I will not.
Not anymore.
I'm glad we didn't, actually.
We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
So that's funny because that was the first thing we thought of. Hey, let's take them here as a small group. It was going to be us 5.
Right.
Then the taller guy was like, hey, what do you guys think about Cuba? I was like, yeah, that sounds fine. Whatever. I thought it was bullshitting.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, I'll set it up. Okay, is this basically it? And that was going to be it. It was everybody that was at that lunch, that celebration that day. That was the group. Now, as information started trickling out about this Cuba trip, hey, why y'all invite me? Hey, can I come? Hey, some people got straight up no's. No. Yo, I'm serious. Some people.
Yeah, no. I know there's 2 group chats.
Yeah, exactly. They got straight up no. It's in for you. And there was various reasons for that. And one of our things was, it wasn't about the aesthetic.
Right.
It was about the trust.
To be clear, that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So that being said, I don't think it was intentional to leave you out because it happened so organically. We weren't creating a list.
No, but I'll be honest with you. Like, and it's not. You don't need to tell me that I would be welcome. But I wasn't good. I got a button down here I haven't used yet, but today might be the day. But like, it's more so about like, it was more so. I don't think there's a universe where that happens. Like,
you'd be surprised because your name came up
in down there.
Yep.
By whom? Oh, okay.
And you'd be surprised at the reception that got. And it was like one of those moments where we kick ourselves like, we should have invited him.
Yeah.
So
turn the world upside down.
The funny thing is we had, candid conversations.
Yeah, sure.
Around, and we would actually talk about who could come and who couldn't come. Like, hey, could you imagine this motherfucker coming? Like, literally. Yeah. But there was one person in particular, and you'll know who it is. We were like, that motherfucker can't even come to the bar with me.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But you came up, and it was you. There was I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah.
But there was like 3 other guys because we said we wanted to create a bigger group. Like if you have a pool, because it was group of great guys. We said we want to create a pool of like, we had 9 to 12 people to travel with. And any combination of that, everybody's cool.
Right.
And you were one of those people. And because he thinks very highly, we all do, but he definitely thinks very highly of you, which was not surprising because obviously I know you. But we definitely kicked ourselves for not expanding because it happened so quick and organically. We had shit paid for back in September.
Yeah, no, you would have to with a trip like that.
So I will say that.
And like I said, it's not. It could have been any. It could have been any group that of people that I would have seen at that particular moment. But it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, damn, like that is who I am. I'm this dude that everybody is cool with. But I at one time I had a circle. And I don't really feel like I have it anymore.
Yeah, I think so. The thought that you know,
and to get back, because I don't want to. I don't want to make it about me.
You're good. You're good.
Enough about me. What do you think about me? But like, to tie it in, right? Why you got all the phone calls and everything, which I'm sure you did, and you know, and then I was looking at the Facebook post in the comments, and I was like, wow, there's so many comments, like. People, it seems like they just need to make a comment, like to just want you to have so much fun. Yep. But in some odd players,
and you can see through it. You can always
some odd players in the comments. But anyway, you know what it is? It's exclusivity. That's the issue. That's what I think, and I think I think that you're aware of it. There is a group chat in the county. I like to call it. YWP, Young, White, and Promoted. But there's a group chat, right? And it originated from where they all worked together, you know. But people feel a way about that too. And not perhaps in a racial way, but not just in a racial way. You know, this guy that we both know, Cole. Yeah. You know, I think he was felt a way about like not, you know, being a part of it at one point, you know,
I'm sure.
But it's once again, it's exclusivity. It's this is.
I want to be a part of something.
Yeah, I like I want to be a part of something. I want to be a part of the thing that I'm not a part of.
You know what's funny is the quote that gets me is about something like that guy. Don't ask if you weren't told, and don't go where you weren't invited.
That's why I'm at home.
That's how I live. Also,
and sometimes the invitation does, you know, get lost in the mail, so to speak. Sometimes the invitation ain't even written out for you. You know, I think with your situation, it's more that everyone in that 9 agreed that, damn, that would have been a good fit. You, JC, and there was one more, and was like, fuck, we should have invited these people. But you know, don't be surprised if you get at. I don't know if you have WhatsApp, but that's the group the chat we have to be in.
Have to.
Well, over there, like international people.
I got you. Yeah.
WhatsApp.
I think I do have it. I think I do.
Yeah. And I had to download again because every time I travel, it's But it was a great trip, educational. Like I learned a lot, and it's funny on the way back coming in. We're all looking at documentaries on the history of Cuba and all this good stuff. There's so much I don't know about it, didn't know about it, and you know,
a lot of mob shit.
It's wild.
A lot of mob shit.
See the mob hotel that they stayed in and ran all that shit through. It's so interesting. I do want to go back.
And the Kennedys and like it's a lot of interesting.
The government shit. I got this. I bought this first edition Che Guevara. Hey, look, that bitch was $40 at the flea market. So the thing about it is they have a lot of antiques and stuff there, right?
Yeah,
and everybody, a lot of families have a lot of old stuff passed down. And guess what? They can't sell it on eBay like we can. So guess what? It doesn't really mean as much there as it would for us bringing it back. Like, damn, I looked up the book I bought and it's retailing for a lot. Not relatively a lot. But for there, I bought it for $40 because I'm going to have to show you the pictures of like the antique shop I was at. And they had all this stuff. And I was so amazed. Like, you want how much? There was this camera I wanted to buy, old camera. It might have been from the 20s or some shit, but it was like $60. And I say, God damn, you know, like I need to come back with an empty suitcase type shit. But it was a very educational trip. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. That's why I know you would have been a great fit there because some of the shit, and it wasn't even like, it was just stupid shit to laugh at.
Yeah.
And, you know, Clay kept saying, he was like, it's like stupidity bouncing back and forth with you guys, me and KC. Because we have a similar sense of humor.
I love that dude too.
But it was awesome, and I knew I needed that trip as far as vacation, because anytime my wife is telling me you need to get the hell out and go do something, and people at work were like, you need a break, you need to relax, you need a break because you're doing a lot. I had a long 2022, so a lot of stress there. Yeah, but so we just got back Monday night from that, and we're planning the next one.
Nice.
Now, I will ask you this on the air with witnesses: would you be down to go to Columbia?
So I would love to.
Maryland?
Maryland, My problem with that sort of thing is always family dynamics and logistics and stuff, and working.
Well, same. So you're dealing with a group of people.
I would like to.
I got you.
But whether I can or cannot is something different.
It's in the early stages.
But no, I don't want. Now I'm going to get a sympathy invite, and now I'm going to feel weird about it, and I'm not going to want to go.
Look, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Mm-hmm. So we're planning it out, and we're still looking to build the group. That's why I'm saying it now, and you can play the shit back later. Call me a liar if you want, but we're looking to build it, and hopefully it won't be another year. We're talking about maybe February, but I'm thinking we might swing.
Go figure.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. It was a perfect way to start off Black History Month, I'll tell you that. But we're hoping that we can do this once every 8 months, 6 to 8 months, because I think we all need that. And just the camaraderie of it was amazing. And just, we get back and everybody swears that anytime you travel out country, they swear you're doing some wild shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, we literally went on tours and restaurants.
Yeah,
we sat around bullshit.
I do think and if we could move forward, but I sometimes I think I fucked my chances up there once. And I can almost pinpoint it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Porter, who we both know and love, he invited me one morning to breakfast. He was like, hey, tomorrow you want to grab some breakfast? Me and some brothers are going to get together and have some food or whatever. And I was like, man, it sounds good, but I got to get my kids on the bus, and it's whatever.
Oh, that's your invitation.
Well, yeah. So here's the funny thing is that I got my kids on the bus and all that. And then the next time I saw Porter a couple of days later, he was like, man, I wish you could have came, man. And I was like, yeah, who all came? And he was like, oh man, Evan and then this one and that one and this one and that one. I was like, oh, you meant brothers. I thought you just meant brothers in mopping.
Brotherhood.
You
meant brotherhood.
And I was like, there goes that. I'm never going to be fucking invited to the spades table and mop y'all on the fucking floor.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was planning a spades tournament.
Yeah, but that I'm interested in.
You better be, because you've been talking shit for years about that.
Yeah, but I tell you, if I show up and my game's not tight, I'm blaming it on my partner.
You better. Porter and I are partners, so.
Oh, well, so you guys have been playing. So I'm going to come with my wife, and she's not.
No, dude, my wife knows the score. She knows if we're in the house, it's just us. She's my partner, but she sucks. But if it's a tournament, if it's legit, I got to get my man.
Yeah, Well, I'll train with her.
All right, please. It'd be like Karate Kid. I'm telling you, Evan's planning it out, and we're gonna get a bracket. We're gonna get some belts made. Right. So I'm giving you a heads up.
Yeah, if I'm invited and I can make it, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
That I'll be there.
See,
that's the problem, right?
See how he does that?
Yeah.
If I can make it.
Well, they're like, yeah, you're invited. It's on your birthday. I'm like, well, look, man, it's my birthday. I'm gonna fucking spend time with my family. Or they'll be like, they do all this research. They find out the day my grandmother died. They're like, hey, we got a list of dates. Your wife's wedding anniversary with your wife's birthday, Oh,
he doesn't want to make it.
Yeah, he never wanted to come in the first place.
I'll hit him up today and see if we can get a date, because we talked about that a lot. We wish we had brought some cards with us. That's the one thing we didn't bring, and that would have made the trip perfect. But yeah, you're absolutely in for that. But great trip.
Good.
I had nothing much else for my Nerd Week, except I got this one Hot Toys thing I still haven't opened from Christmas. It's like the Iron Man thing where it's like the suit when it's hanging up and it's being made. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The Century.
Yeah. It's like the half finished joint. I still haven't opened it because I'm trying to find a place to put it. I'm reading a couple books, The Four Agreements and Bartleby the Scrivener, and I just finished the Daily Laws, and I have two more I got to get
real
through.
Nerd shit.
Yeah.
Real nerd shit.
He's really trying to better himself.
Yo, I am. I got to read The Laws of Human Nature as well as Think Again by I can't remember the guy's name. So I got a whole stack of books.
I think again about his name.
Think again about it, right? Exactly. I haven't even opened it yet. Aside from that, like I said, working on Spanish, doing this shit. I'm trying to get back into working. I got to buy this cable set, like this whole,
dude.
You know, the whole thing with the weights and the cables.
I have one. It's a game changer, bro.
Yep.
You never have to leave the house if you get one of those.
I canceled my gym membership already at the Y because I hated driving 15, 20 minutes just to go to the gym, and you know, so I have a gym in my garage. So
hell yeah, bro. Get the home gym life, man.
I love it, and it's worth it. I'm doing that, and I got to start stretching more because I sneezed yesterday morning and threw my back out. That's some old man shit right there.
That age, fuck.
Yeah, I felt so bad. It was right before work too.
Yeah,
but
careful.
No, it's been great. Just trying to catch up on some media. I've been, switching between the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch. I'm a Pokemon guy, so it's funny.
That's cool.
36 years old. I know. I didn't even want to say it.
Yeah, just look at me. It's fine.
Judgment was crazy.
You can feel it from that.
I saw it. I was like, so Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Pokemon's cool.
But that's pretty much it. It's been cool, man. I'm waiting for the warm weather, honestly. And
it's been warm this week.
Yeah. But it's
last week was
it hadn't been 75, 80 degrees.
Yeah,
but you know,
that's fair.
But it's been cool, man. I'm loving life right now, and
nice.
I can't complain.
That's great,
Joseph.
I wish I could say the same. Thanks to all the people who's been like reaching. I've been getting a lot of messages from like listeners and other people.
I saw your half-naked pics too, looking good, man.
Oh, thank you. I'm posting more of those now. Apparently that's what people want to fucking see.
Yeah,
because I post. I fucking post my art. I post fucking toys. I post fucking cats. I post fucking food, and then me half naked doubles.
Dude, I like it,
likes.
and then I unlike it just so I can like it again.
So that's all I'm fucking posting. It's just me fucking naked on Instagram. It's fine.
Dude, I like shit by accident all the time, and I like scrambled to like it, and then I'm like, I know they got the notification for it.
It's too late. It's too late.
God damn it!
It's gonna look even worse to say, "Oh, my Skullface like my shit," and then going, "There's no like there."
Yeah.
Not it.
But yeah, a lot of people have been reaching out asking if I'm okay. It's fine. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's fine. I'm going to be all right. I got a bunch of shit from BBTS this week.
I saw I
didn't open it. It's just like a chore to me right now. Like I know what's in there. I didn't realize what was in there.
What was in there?
Cloud and Jesse on bike from Final Fantasy Player's Kai.
Player's Kai.
2 Bashojos, which is Chris's, to be fair.
Which 2?
Mai from King of Fighters and Morgan from Darkstalkers.
Gotcha.
And what else? There's a Fate figure. I don't know. I talk about Fate a lot. You probably don't remember, but it's a Fate figure. One of those fucking expensive ass plastic figures.
Okay.
Off the game and anime. That I like. But yeah, I'm just fucking sitting there, bro. I'm clearing a lot of shit. Just getting rid of a lot of stuff.
So you've made this decision to annex
my life,
your 40K stuff that you've not. What's been the rule for it? That stuff you haven't built, or stuff you haven't opened, or stuff you haven't painted?
Mainly is stuff. Definitely everything that hasn't opened.
Okay, sure. Everything that's not opened is out. All right.
Yeah,
What's
everything
the next level?
that's open and on sprue.
Open and on sprue.
It's basically what's convenient for people to take, right? Like I'm willing to get rid of a lot more shit too, but I'm like, this is probably more hassle than it's worth for someone to even receive it. So like, I would just keep it, I guess. I don't like throwing shit away.
Right.
So yeah, Gundams, 40K, Magic cards.
Why the Magic? You went to a Magic tournament.
I mean, I still have like things that are in deck, but like when you buy cards, you end up with a lot of chaff. Like you buy a pack of cards, you might end up not wanting any fucking cards in that pack.
What's a chaff, man?
I don't want to ask.
Don't speak that way to me.
Wait, I was not.
Or you can buy a whole box of cards and end up
like
with
shit
three
you can't use or whatever.
Yeah, shit I don't want. Just shit for my collection.
Oh, okay. So you're not annexing the collection. You're just
basically
cleaning it.
I mean, I have decks that I could play with that are built in deck boxes. I'm keeping those.
Okay.
Anything else, even if they're
you got a deck in a box.
Want me to show you? It's a hefty deck.
Little box though.
But it's powerful, all right?
Anyway, so like, but you're not just getting rid of all your Magic shit, I guess is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, that's some stuff I'm keeping. I mean, there's some stuff up everything I'm keeping.
Gotcha.
Not that Transformers. Like I haven't binned them yet because I threw away the boxes for them. I'm just trying to empty my life. It's too much shit.
And then your Gundams too. You said
your Gundams every fucking.
Wow.
Thing.
Are you picking anything else up as far as like? I'm sorry. Are you replacing it with anything?
No, I don't. Okay.
Well, the thing is like the reason why I bring it up, and no one listens to me anyway. I've come to that conclusion also. This is in my nerd week. No one fucking listens to me, and it's fine.
No one listens to anybody. To be fair,
there's a lot. No, only me. There's a lot of people that come to me and ask for my advice or for my feedback on shit, and I give it, and they're like, "Cool," and they just take it and they fold it up and they put it right into the trash can and they go on. Well, but I'm going to say that to say this is. I have gone through this more times than I can count with people whose life is encountering rough seas. Mm-hmm. They decide, fuck it all. And then life has a way of working itself out. And then before you know it, they're like, oh, fuck, I really liked some of that stuff that I got rid of.
I don't know if it's happened to me, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I've gotten rid of... The only thing that's been like that for me ever has been 40K. Mm-hmm. But I'm out, man.
I just don't think that you should make those sort of decisions when you're not...
I've been talking about it for a long time, though.
Sure, but
now it's just
but even still, like I'm a firm believer in not making any drastic decision when you're not in a good emotional space.
I guess, but I mean, just
that's high and low.
Yeah,
you could be on a high where that's not your normal spot.
Yeah,
but it's just like nothing can go wrong.
Yeah,
and then before you know it, you've got $35,000 worth of debt, and you're like, it all went wrong.
That's me.
I think that's like post-COVID, right there, when people were getting that free money, and then they've been spending it, and they keep spending it, and they got
lowercase f.
But no, for all the things you say, like I fold in a note and I file it though. I don't throw it away. It's there. I pull it out and read it sometimes.
It's a dusty ass cabinet.
Nah, man,
you got my notes
I pull that bitch out and I read it.
You got my note in a dusty cabinet.
And I'm like, he's right. I'm gonna do the wrong thing though. Sometimes like it's just human nature. Just like people asking me about like workouts and dieting and all that stuff. Like I give the advice, but I know in my head that like 99% of people are not going to fucking do it. Not because they don't want to.
What did you think about when Cannabis said that 99% of LL's fans wear high heels? Did you agree with that?
Man, well, I'm in the 1% then.
Me too, actually. Okay. Me too. But I have LL on the brain. I did a Bobby Boogie Bop on LL this past week, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean perhaps a bit dark, but me and Chris have had conversation, and she's like, man, like, if you fucking die, I don't know what to do with all your shit. And I'm just like,
but that's the same with all of this, right? Like,
yeah. So like, if I can help it, I can. Why not?
But it's the same with her.
What do you mean?
If she's going for that extra bit of traps tomorrow and
snap her neck
and strokes the fuck out and is gone, you got all that fucking JoJo shit you got to get rid of.
I mean, I like all the shit she likes though.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like, but you wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah, no.
It's like, I guess
it wouldn't be,
or the fucking leggings or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? There's some shit that people are going to leave behind that's going to be a burden.
But right, so like, why not lighten it if I can?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like you can take that to the nth degree. It's like, why have this, caffeine this morning, when you don't have to, and it could have a
but this is an effect on other people, right? Like, so, like, we're at the age where we steam and throw our backs out, right?
Right.
So I mean, I'm older than that. Me and you're the same age, you're a bit younger, but
yeah,
shut your young ass up. grown folks are talking.
Yeah. Your opinion is invalid.
So it's like it's shit out. It's just shit cluttered. It clutters my life anyway. Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's just like, I just recognize, man.
Yeah,
you go through phases, and like at first it was all you gave a shit about was 40K. You didn't give a shit about anything else, only 40K. Mm-hmm. And then
it shows. Look at all those boxes.
Correct.
Fuck me.
And then it was Magic.
It's so fucking
and then all you gave a shit about was Magic. Fuck everything else but Magic. And before that, it was the Final Fantasy shit. You're like, man, I'm getting all that shit. Anything they put out, I'm getting 2 quarter scales of that girl because I like her, and I'm getting all, and then you go. It's like life is that way, man.
I'm not throwing that shit away. It's just like, I'm not in a good headspace to like want to deal with fucking opening boxes and posing and fucking putting shit up right now. So I don't. That's why I didn't box it. I don't regret buying those. I'm just saying, like, I'm not excited about them. Right.
So one thing I was thinking about as you're talking, I'm like, I go through waves like that too, where I sold a bunch of Transformers a couple of years ago. What I wish I had done was I took a picture of everything, my display or whatever, everything I have, and then I if I want to sell, go sell, because it's not like you can't ever replace something. It might cost you a little bit more, but you can always replace it. But always take that picture of the stuff you have that you're selling, and that way you keep it, put it in a folder in your computer or whatever. And do people still have computers? Put it in a folder in your phone, and
it's getting less and less.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
computers are becoming the home phone.
Exactly. And so what you do is you put it in a file, and that way, if let's say 2 years from now, you're like, damn, I really do miss that piece. So I love that. I didn't realize how much I miss it.
Yeah. Then
guess what? Let me look at my collection again. And if you want to buy it again, you know how to search it and get it. Now, like I said, it might run you a little bit more, but it's never like out. And then I've rebought things before after selling.
Me too.
And it kind of was like, that feels better.
Yeah, but something about it feels dumb. You know,
I mean,
like, but you're just a fucking idiot.
You live and you learn, kind of thing. But
yeah, you live and you find out what's important to you. Sometimes the only way to find out what's important to you is by letting it go.
Yeah, but I feel like we've all learned this. I feel like we've all learned
bars.
Oh, here we go. LL Cool Evan. Andy's been licking his lips all fucking morning. I'm gonna offer you some chapstick.
That's my look in Cuba.
What else, Joe? What else been going on?
Fucking watched The Gray Man.
Oh man, I like that. Yeah.
It was very enjoyable.
That was Steve Evans. Oh God, Steve Evans. Chris Evans. Chris Evans, and I think was it Jake Gyllenhaal?
No,
or Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
I
liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a fucking very fun ride. And at one point, like a line was said, like, fucking blow that Ken doll's head up at Ryan Gosling. I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. This is going to be Ken in the new movie. I was like, oh, that's smart.
Yep. Huh. I didn't catch that the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was going to be a new Street Fighter movie.
What? Good one.
Yeah.
I wish.
You know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I know about video games.
now you've played one in the last 5 years. Now you know about video games.
You may have heard of me. I played Doom recently.
Yep. The second one, but not the first.
Yeah. Well, I got to get the first one. I should get the first one. I got Last of Us here currently.
Oh, nice.
Caleb came by and dropped it off to borrow, and I'm going to play it.
The show is not over yet, though, right?
No, but somebody, pardon me, like somebody recently hit me up and was like, dude, I will mail you mine.
Yeah, everyone who fucking plays that game
loves it.
I'm
gonna play it. The
second one is like hit or miss, controversial, whatever. I didn't play it, but the first one is like a fucking masterpiece in gaming and storytelling.
Yeah,
I gotta get it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I promise. I'm just busy as fuck. I showed you all the boxes. Like I was busy.
You finished Doom.
I did, but I wasn't busy then. I'm paying for it now.
Oh yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
I'm not watching live cooking shows because I just need shit that's more distracting than thinking.
You like that shit?
I do, but like it's like a far reach. It's like not the main shows I like. I'm just like looking for. We are just looking for any fucking thing that's good enough to put on.
It's like Bangladesh street cooking.
I'm sure.
I'd be like, oh God, I can smell it from here.
Bake Squad, fucking.
I'm a picky eater.
Right.
Some of that shit I see, like they're like, look how easy it is to make. I'm like, oh, I bet.
You got chicken tenders?
It looks like they found it in a fucking dumpster somewhere.
You just want to appreciate the delicacies.
No, you're right. It's my fault. I know it's on me. Everybody's like, oh, it's delicious.
At least you recognize.
You're like, oh, you've never had Thai.
Are you sure? You can go traveling with people because you're not gonna be able to find chicken tenders?
You don't eat pho.
Hey, he was starving Cuba.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you sure?
I'm sure I could.
Like in Japan,
eat lobster.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
lobster was amazing.
I bet, man. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm
balling. Just lobster every day.
$9 on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And actually,
that's like fucking cheaper than Chipotle. Shit.
It was wild. Yeah.
So, dude, a buddy. This is stupid. This sounds like old man shit. I don't even want to talk about it. A buddy of mine spent a lot of money for a Chipotle bowl recently, and I was like, God damn, that's expensive. $20-some.
Yeah, you can if you add all the extras and shit nowadays.
I'll buy the ingredients.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. I mean, I got.
Yeah, that's the thing. The people talking about eggs being expensive. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't fucking look at how much eggs cost.
Yeah, I saw somebody was trading something for egg. Oh, it was a dude. What if? No, it was bro. There was some shit recently. It had like if you came down and donated something to this cause, they would give you a carton of eggs.
Wow.
I saw that. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
What in the fuck is the
toilet paper all over again.
Industrialized farming. Where?
I've been eating like 6 eggs a fucking day, bro.
Crazy. I was supposed to buy some chicken a couple years ago too.
Both of them.
No, Chris has learned I recently came back from Hong Kong, and like I've always talked about fucking Australian Dairy Company. It's a very famous diner, I guess. That like their specialty is just eggs. However they fucking make eggs is fucking incredible. And like,
have you ever been to Expectations? They got some.
It's not that good. It's fucking bougie, but it's not that great. I'd rather go to a fucking Waffle House or fucking
you can drink
Cracker
early.
Barrel, bro.
You can drink early.
Yeah, and mimosas are pretty good.
Yeah, they open the bar up.
Okay. I'm just saying.
As soon as that door's unlocked.
Yeah.
That's not. They unlock the liquor cabinet as well.
Like fucking $30 for poached eggs. I'm like, get the fuck out.
I'm like, man, I don't even. I'm like, I think that's bad. like it was like somebody got a rhino horn or something. Fucking rhinos and shit.
But yeah, she's been practicing it, and like yesterday, I think she fucking got it. So like, I've been eating like 6 eggs a day. 6 eggs.
Nice.
Wow.
I saw somebody eat a fajita made out of eggs recently. Like it was like the
yeah, I know what you do. Yeah.
I want like
that.
It looked questionable, but it didn't look hateful. You know, and in my head, I just put it away as like, try that at some point when eggs become reasonable again.
Yeah, I think I've done it once.
I mean, I got it.
By accident, yeah, they're good.
But no need to waste money if you don't have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got it.
Yeah, I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, stop pocket watching me, man. I don't like it.
I mean, that's why I'm like giving shit away and stuff, trying to sell. I'm just like, I don't care. Whatever, get rid of it.
Yeah,
it's trash.
Just fucking, you're making a mistake, man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it. But my feelings are often what gets me in trouble.
But
so
you'll know for sure. You'll know for sure when the seas settle and you're in a good space and you're like, yeah, I'm good with getting rid of this. Then you'll know for sure, and it's not doing you any heartache. You know.
I mean, like if when I die and you don't have to sell all the extra shit for Chris, that would be great. Then you'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all that dumb shit I don't know anything about.
Yeah, but it might help bring people to my table anyway, Joe, and then I could sell some of my shit too. And it's like,
I'm like literally telling you and Pinkerton, like I'm gonna give you another sack of like fucking masterpiece,
which is cool.
To give away.
Well, I mean, I can move them if you bring them here. I can move them.
Yeah,
but
but
I'll bend them until you're better, because that's the type of friend I am, Joe.
How do we know if I'm ever anyway? I'm so sad. Poor me. With my awesome, I don't care about how much eggs cost life.
We're talking about practice, man.
Monster Hunter, playing a lot of that. That's like mainly what I'm doing now. I love it so much that like I've been wanting to make even though I've been out of cosplay for a long time. Makes me. I've always wanted to make a set of armor, so like I'm actually working on that right now.
Cool.
I'm starting the process. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna fucking do the whole fucking set, but like
because you got a Space Marine boot at home too somewhere.
A lot. It's
I know.
mostly complete. It's just Space Marine armor in pieces. All of it is done. I just haven't. All the fun part is done.
Right.
I don't want to fucking build a whole PVC rig and fucking all the harnesses and straps and stuff. That's like not fun part. And I didn't have enough materials at the time. I'm like, oh, I'll finish this when I get material. And it's fucking sitting there. But yeah, I'll start working on that. I got to hit Pinkerton up because he got lasers and shit.
That's right.
Maybe next week he comes back, I'm gonna go have brofest with him without you.
Yeah, dude.
Do you like? How do you? Is this what brought it up?
What? Oh yeah, brofest. No.
Like with like that being included in groups. How we're in a group chat, the three of us, right? Me and him and Pinkerton, and we're literally like inviting each other to shit in front of his face without inviting him.
God, that's a mean girl shit, man.
That's type of friends I got, man.
Hey, I'll be like, yo, Pinkerton, you want to go to Waffle House?
Yeah.
Like at Pinkerton.
I just send the emoji of the dude doing this.
It's like the Homer thing going back into the bush.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you free next week? Let me come over at Pinkerton.
I might try to go though if I'm welcome.
Of course you are, like
because I want him to. It sounds terrible, but I want him to help me build that frame for that Star Wars print. You know, so that's next on my.
But like, I mean, like all kidding aside, the reason why, for me personally, like why I put things in the group chat is that like
I don't.
No, I'm just saying it's for everyone to see. If I want to make private plans with him, I have his fucking
right. No,
chat.
I don't take that shit.
Yeah.
I don't take that
just
shit.
like
this morning, I hit you about going for a walk right in that same group chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just you know, I use our private chat when I have private shit to talk about.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah.
But there's always, for every circle of friends, there's always 2 group chats. If you're not in 2 group chats, check your friends.
There you go. You know, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
If you're not in the second one,
even in mine,
there's a reason.
Even in mine.
And lastly, started watching a playthrough of Detroit Become Human. I wanted to watch a playthrough or play that game. Detroit Become Human. It's like very Blade Runner-esque. It's about basically robots becoming sentient.
I can see Detroit being the place where Blade Runner would come true.
It's very good. It's good stories.
For RoboCop.
I mean, dude, I saw a meme recently about him. It's like, dude died and made him come to work anyway. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah,
legit. But yeah, it's amazing so far. I love story-based games. I'm not so much into Call of Duty or multiplayer games because I'm not the social type. But I like video games for single-player experiences.
Now, you said you were playing Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
And what do you think about it? I don't know the premise.
You hunt monsters in there.
For Christ's sake.
Hey, tell me more. Yeah. Tell me more. Because are they like pocket monsters?
Or digital monsters.
Right, digital monsters.
Yes. But it's great. It's like this is a thing. You're talking about being invited and stuff. Like this is a thing I've had.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
KC.
Yo.
You're live on Nerd Rage.
Yo.
God damn it.
Hey,
why is it? Do you know when we record? Because you always call when we're recording. Are you having FOMO?
Hey, your vacation buddy's here.
I could be anybody.
Hey, pineapple.
Is it the one with the big teeth? Look like
yeah, right.
You know what's funny? I was telling Robert D that you were coming over today, and he's like, "Dude, he's got perfect teeth, man."
And here I am with liners and to straighten them out. That's part of my nerd week too.
Can I give you a call back?
No, I want to stay.
That's why he's calling.
Stay.
All right, call me back.
Hey, you weren't going to invite me to something, were you? Because
not anymore.
Oh, okay, all right. Just making sure. All right, I'll call you back.
All right.
Good dude. I like
yeah, one of the best.
But in Monster Hunter, it's always a 4-player game. But in the old, like the last game, you can have as many people in the lobby as you want, and people will just go on hunts by teams of 4, anywhere between 1 to 4 people. Mm-hmm. But now in this new game, you can only have 4 people in the lobby, and it's kind of been not an outspoken issue, but like an unspoken issue of like, who do we invite?
Oh, okay.
Who do we leave out?
2 group chats.
Exactly. So,
I mean, there is 2 different Monster Hunter chats.
Is that a requirement, or do you have some AI or NPCs that you can?
Okay. It's not a requirement, but it's a social game. It's more fun when you're in chat with friends to play.
Got you.
Like otherwise, it's a grind because literally all you do is you fight monsters, you fucking skin them and shit, and you make better armor, and you fight the next monster, and you just keep doing that. Yeah. There is a story, but it's very surface level. So the whole thing is about having a group of you and
good to have help.
3 friends shooting their shit while hunting mindlessly.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just. Oh man, this person will get FOMO if we don't fucking tell. All right, let's play, but we'll play on the private channel in Discord, and we'll all go invisible so they can't see that we're playing currently. Like, people's feelings get hurt, man.
That's funny, right?
Because there's a lot of us that play, and like at least 2 of us are like we're always together, and so there's only 2 slots left ever. So,
I'm not a big fan of watching people play video games. It's not my bag. Yeah. But the one thing I will watch is like the funny Call of Duty shits.
I like that.
Yes.
I love that one. Have you seen that one where the dude creeps around and puts that like explosive on people's asses?
Yeah, I see. It's like a heart or something.
He's just like crawling in the
bloop. But that's the fun shit. That's the only kind of multiplayer games I like is when you do shit like that. Not when people are fucking N-words and fucking
it's crazy.
They love that.
The kids are wild.
The fun crazy part is that's the norm. Any fucking lobby you go into, that's the fucking shit that's flying around.
You know what's funny is one of my first experiences on the internet, where I'll be honest with you, I was like, man, this isn't for me. But I didn't understand it. To be fair, I didn't probably understand it till I was in my 30s. But it was an AOL thing, right? Somebody was telling me to try Messenger on AOL in the chat rooms. So I got into the chat rooms and I'm like looking for something that I would want to be involved in, some sort of group chat. So I entered this, like, I checked out, like, it was all music stuff. It was like hip hop and, you know, and then I checked out this one for goth, right? This is during the Marilyn Manson era. I love all that shit. And I'm just reading. I'm not participating. I can't keep track of it. And it's just bing, 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 bing. So I'm watching. All of a sudden, this guy comes on there. And he was like, and I'm going to use the term Joker. But this guy comes on there. This guy comes on there and he's like, "Hey, what's up? You guys are super into goth stuff?" And everybody's like, yeah. And it's like, "You guys like super into Marilyn Manson?" Like, yeah. Oh, well, guess what? He's a fat Joker.
Exits the chat.
Trolling his existence,
right? Exactly.
And it was just like you couldn't find two words less associated with him. You know, he weighed like 90 pounds, soaking wet, and his skin was white as a fucking tissue. Oh God!
He chose violence that day.
That's how he found joy, man.
Hey, the original Leroy Jenkins over there.
Yeah, bro. Meanwhile, I'm like, you know, I'm like 19 years old. I'm at home with like a fifth of fucking Crown and a pack of cigarettes, laughing my ass off. Anyway, continue.
No, that's just, but yeah, same people at Quantic, Detroit. It's older now, but I think it's great. I like that game. The same people that made Heavy Rain. They made a whole genre of game. Basically, they cut like brand new, never existed before genre, and that was a thing. Just like the Quarry and any of the Man of Medan stuff. All that came from. I'm always impressed because you think about what exists and you're like, nothing else can possibly exist in this space. And when someone comes up with something new, whether it's video game genre or anything like this, oh bro, like we didn't have this. Now we have it. And like, there's a whole fucking thing that other people are doing.
That's how I feel about drill music. Like you laugh at like
all the music that types that can exist in the world already exist. And then like something new came out.
Exactly.
I know, I feel you.
And it's like sonically different and rhythmically different. And I'm like, holy shit, it's a whole new subgenre within this genre that wasn't there before. And I, love it.
Yeah, it's like Wolfenstein, the first person.
Yeah.
It was like, shit, I didn't even think about this could. Yeah, I mean, like they say, invention is the mother of necessity or whatever. Yeah, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's people bored, just coming up with shit.
But you could say they didn't want to be bored anymore.
That's true. Yeah, that wasn't necessary for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am enjoying that.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's my Nerd Week.
I watched, just to get this out of the way, I watched Last of Us. It was good. I got a number of people hit me up eventually about the gay couple from the previous episode. So they are in the game, but you only meet one of them, and the other one
gray hair guy
committed suicide because they couldn't handle it anymore. Yes. So I got a little bit of
the monsters.
Yo, what?
You mean like they were in a society where there was no.
Oh, okay.
It's like no, because it's like modern.
No. We all got quiet. I don't know the answer to that.
I was like, what's the timestamp on that? No, but like the disease going around.
Your face was
We're like,
I was like, it was a serious question. I was like, I didn't know how. I've never played the game and never. Yeah.
I know it's Black History Month, but you can only go so far.
Enough is enough, sir. Right. But anyway, so I watched that. It was good, and I watched Bad Batch, but I'm gonna wait for Chris for that. And I watched Your Honor, the latest episode.
So great.
So it's really good, but it's one of those things, man, where it's like it's giving me an anxiety attack because it's like at any given point it could get dumb.
Oh,
and the first season is so perfect.
Your Honor,
it's on Showtime. It's amazing.
It's like Night Court.
No,
Judge Judy.
No, but it does involve the legal system.
I'm glad you know about Night Court, though.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I'm just saying. Hey,
it involves the legal system. It involves the streets, and it involves the mob. And it's
all the shit you like.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. So like it's great, but the first season is like it's arguably perfect. It's just as like a one story. Like I have one story to tell. It's Shakespearean, but the second season has potential. Yeah, I know. Has potential to be just as good and perhaps even more interesting in some regards, but it could also get dumb.
Jump the shark.
Yeah. So I'm watching it, but I'm watching it kind of with bated breath. I might go back and watch it again after it's over if I like it, just to watch it relaxed. Because I'm just scared they're gonna fuck it up. Let's see. I got notes.
I expect the worst.
Yeah.
Have you watched BMF?
I don't, because I don't have stars.
Oh.
I want to. I mean, I'm familiar with that story, obviously.
I figured that'd be right up your alley.
Yeah, I've watched tons of documentaries on it. All that shit, Jeezy, and I'm very familiar with it.
I like the series. Just
I've heard good things about it. I've heard good things about Power. Also, I just don't have stars. You know, and I like 50 in general. I find him. I think 50 is the Joker of hip hop.
I would not disagree with that.
He's chaos.
I would not disagree. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and he just likes to rattle the cages.
I bought like the first 3 rows of Ja Rule's concert or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I feel bad for Ja Rule, but that shit is hilarious.
He knows how to troll.
He won't let anything go. Anyway, so people don't listen to me. Joe with anything, including sandwich maker. Because I told you, like, the sandwich maker, you got to try it out. You're like, yeah, all right. And then you sent me a picture, like, is this the sandwich maker? And I'm like, yeah. And you're like, I got to try that.
You never showed me, first of all. You never showed me. You know what?
But not just Joe. White kids, listeners.
Fucking camera. We have cameras on phones. You know you can send me a picture of your sandwich, and I'm like, oh, let me get some of that.
That's true.
Like, you just tell me, I have a fancy Japanese sandwich maker. I'm just like, okay.
Well, I thought that would pull you. I'm gonna be honest.
Japanese part? Is that racist?
No, it was because I know you're not Japanese, but I happen to know you're quite fond of things that are Japanese, so I thought it might have you. If you were like, hey, I got some sort of drill something, I'd be like, oh, I'm quite fond of drill. Maybe I'll be into this, Joe.
You don't like my people's drill.
I don't.
Any of Asia Land's drills.
It's not good. It's not. But
I don't think any of it's good, so it's fine.
Yeah, but China Mac. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
It's like Little Mac with Chinese.
So he's an interesting character.
Chinese mac and cheese.
Are you familiar with him?
I know who he is.
So he's
I wouldn't fuck with him.
So yeah, exactly. Like do you know, like, he was involved in triad shit and
nice.
He's the real deal.
Legit.
Yeah, but you know Jen, do you remember Jen the rapper? He was like an Asian dude.
Yes, yeah.
So China Mac went to jail for shooting Jen's friend.
Oh.
They had like some issue, he's the genuine article.
Beef and broccoli.
But he's on a drill record that's quite good. It's called Tough, TUFF for those that are listening, by Octaguala or AK to Duguala, and which sounds racist to me, but that's his name. and China Mac. So here's a funny story, a friend's story, Jaina story regarding her friends. So she's going into high school next year. Right. Yeah, I know.
Right.
And she's like, I'm so looking forward to it.
I don't know about that.
Think again.
And that's what I told her, and I was like, but also I was like, here's where I think it could be of benefit to you. Mm-hmm. There's more people there. Mm-hmm. And with more people, there's a better chance of finding people that are into your swath of interests.
And also finding people who really hate your shit.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get both.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. But I was like, and then as you get older in high school, people do become a bit more mature, and like the person that gets, which one?
The thing, the Gerber tool.
Oh yeah,
I've been looking at it. I just want to see it.
If you don't go sit your autistic ass hey, run upstairs and get this dude a puzzle.
He's too productive right now. He's on some next level brain shit.
Looks like he's going to be back in another month. Anyway,
well played.
So but I was telling her, I was like, look, there's a good chance that you will find more people with fetish. I was like, but it can be fucking war also, and the stakes get higher. And I was like, but when you leave high school, it all goes away. Mm-hmm. And the people
that's the part people have to remember.
And the people that get stuck in the memories of high school are losers, whether they're good or bad in terms of their memories. You know what I mean? They're losers. If they can't get past the shit that they had a hard time with, they're going to probably end up being a fucking loser. And if they can't get past the shit that they did so great, their fucking high school football stats or whatever, fucking loser.
One touchdown
and
ball game, bro.
Al Bundy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was like,
Uncle Rico from fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
Exactly. So I was like, there's that part too. And so she said,
I don't know, like, Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I think it's common, me, you, people, just carry scars from high school, man.
Yeah,
it's not uncommon.
Yeah, but a scar heals.
Yeah.
You know, you're over it.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It can change you.
But for sure.
High school changed me, for sure.
But it's the people that can't get past it, that can't let that wound heal, that end up being fucking torn apart and can't fucking function. You know what I mean? So.
Reminded me of something.
Yeah.
My 20th high school reunion is next year.
Is it really?
That's a way to make you feel old. Like, we have a group chat.
Past that. It's fine.
Yeah,
I know, right? What was yours, like 10 years ago?
5, that's fine. 4 is
2018.
Jeez. That's not terrible.
Pre-COVID.
2019. Yep.
Anyway, the thing that she said, she was like, I just hope that there's like, you know, just some, I don't know, more mature people. And I was like, okay. And she was like,
good luck.
She said, this is what made me laugh. She's like, sometimes I just look around at my school and I'm like, these are a bunch of fucking kids.
I love it.
It's true. She is super fucking put together.
That is awesome.
She's more put together now than I was in my 20s, man.
I know, I agree.
That is awesome.
I agree. So that made me laugh.
So surrounded by fucking idiots.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what she feels like.
Dude, I remember one time, this is a funny story, but I'm moved back in with my mom, right? This is like, she probably like, I moved back in with my mom in 98 and I was there until 2004. And it was horrible, but it wasn't without great times as well. But one of those things, my brother, the middle one, the one that I wasn't closest to, he spilt Kool-Aid on the carpet, right? So he panics and he grabs a cleaning agent to clean the Kool-Aid.
Please tell me it was bleach.
100%. 100%.
We've all been there.
100%. So my mom and my stepfather come home and the fucking carpet looks like it's got Michael Jackson disease. I'm just sitting back watching it, and I got my brother who I was close with me, and we're like just waiting for it, and it's silence for like minutes, and my stepfather just goes, looks at the stains, looks at the kids, looks at the stains, lets his eyes sort of drift around the room, and then just goes, I raised a bunch of fucking idiots, and walked out of the room.
Sometimes that's all you can say. Like, you know what? It's not even worth it.
Yeah. So moving on to notes. AMC's changing prices of movie tickets based on the seats themselves.
I find it interesting because there's a lot of pushback for it, but like that's normal to me. That's how I grew up in Asia land. Like,
it's also how like operas are, concerts.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Plane tickets.
I think with the theaters being
fucking theaters.
I know.
Theaters.
It's been a minute.
Look, man, I went to school in a resource room. You gotta give me a little bit here and there.
I hung out with you people when I was in ESL.
Yeah, there, exactly. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
familiar.
I'm in here with this dude beating himself in the head with a ruler, and then this other dude who can't speak any English,
and I just can't pronounce spaghetti.
And I gotta sit here and play number munches for an hour.
You love number munches.
Number munches was cool.
I did love it though. At your next visit to AMC theaters, getting a prime seat may cost you a little extra. The country's largest exhibition. Yeah, pardon me. I wish I had to fucking sit there for that. I had a supervisor one time who made me wear a rubber band on my wrist. So whenever I got really excited and started like fumbling my shit, he would tell me stop and snap the rubber band, and then I could continue talking. It's exhibition chain is rolling out Sight Line at AMC, a ticket pricing initiative based on seat locations within the auditorium. Similar to music concerts, sporting events, or Broadway,
like anything else,
moviegoers will have the option to pay more or less for admission. Now,
seats are not equated equal.
No.
Like the front row seat is not the same.
The poor people should get the neck injuries.
Or if you're just cheap, right? You can choose to be cheap if you want.
There's a lot of shots being fired. I feel like with theaters becoming so I know, so fancy and shit, like
with the restaurants,
with recliners and all.
Shit, yeah.
Like I feel like there has to be some give and take there. Yep. Like if we're taking these, like every seat has electronic reclining, and we know that the fucking industry is in trouble, we have to be willing to pay more for the better seats.
I'm good. I'm willing to pay for quality.
Yeah, because like it's not. It also is just not fair. If you pay the same price as someone else and you get the shit seat, and it's a free for all anyway, right? Whoever shows up first, and currently, whoever shows up first get a better seat. So like it's no different than whoever buys tickets first get the opportunity to pick better seats.
Right.
It's a race regardless, because people are saying. Some of people I know are saying, well, like you have to like get there earlier and stuff. I'm like, you have to like buy tickets anyway,
right?
So I think that's
I'm good with
more than fair.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said, like I've never known shit to not be that way till I came to America, and I was really confused the first time I went to the movies, and they're like, yeah, go in and get good seats. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I hear you.
And then when we have like 25 fucking people show up to like Endgame, and then you have to like put sweaters down to like cover all these fucking seats, you don't have to worry about that no more.
No, I like that. I can do that. Like I think about the amount of time in my life that I wasted standing in line to make sure I could get a good seat.
Yes, exactly. Now you just waste your time on the queue in the computer.
Yeah. All right, so the next one is Netflix password sharing update. Sharing is caring, they say. But so they originally were going to say that there was going to be no password sharing. And now they've rolled that back a bit, and they're saying it's going to be kind of in phases. There are certain countries right now where you can't share. They're basing it on IPs. IP addresses.
I mean, it's just like the OGL with D&D, the gaming license thing. Like money talks. If enough people push back, companies will have to bend. They're not the ultimate power at the end of the day. And like I saw.
Do you think it's okay?
What?
Password sharing.
I think. You're asking a fucking Chinese pirate, so I don't know if I'm the person to ask.
And I'm a bootlegger, so
like I saw the meme where like, Netflix really forget that like people only pay because they're slightly more convenient than pirating. Like, and that's how I feel.
Right.
Like the services I pay for are just slightly more convenient than me pirating, because pirating is fucking very easy. I've been doing it in my life.
Right.
So, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know.
It's weird to think if you look at it not from our convenience standpoint, but from as a business standpoint, I would not like it, because that means you're cutting down on my bottom line, and I got a bunch of people getting a bunch of shit for free.
Yeah, I have a subscription service. That I'm offering, and I'm sure that there are sharing going on. Like
it's just part of the loss prevention team or whatever in the company.
Yes.
But like. It's if I were to think, if someone were to ask me, do I find that aggravating? I would say, yeah, probably.
Yeah. For sure, for the company.
You like my content, pay for it.
Right.
Yeah. But people vote with the wallet. There's definitely times when I've been pirating shit that I end up paying for because I like it. So, like I did not buy a fucking Berserk comic for fucking 6 or 7 years, and then I bought all the fucking volumes. Right. A lot of.
But I don't know. I don't know if you're the
that.
majority though. I'm that same way. Like I'll watch something, and if I like it, then I'll go buy it.
Yeah. There's some people who just pirate everything. For me, it's like I don't want to pay for something if I don't know if I like it in first.
Yeah.
If I like it enough, I will support it.
I think about the amount of music that I bought.
That's trash.
Well, not that's necessarily. Well, like I really liked one song, so I had to buy the whole album.
Yeah.
Just for that one song. And then I realized I don't like anything else fucking on here. And I just spent $13 for this song. And now you do have the option to like sample all of it, or listen really to all of it before you make a purchasing decision, if you want to purchase it at all.
And I think it's partly for my own I can only speak for myself. People are like, well, like you're not paying for this, so they're losing money. And I'm like, no, because if I had to pay for this, I wouldn't have partaken in the first place. I don't know if everyone's like that, but there are things that would definitely I'll just go without.
It could increase your exposure, like you said, as a like the person pirating it may not buy it, but whoever's watching with them, let me get a Netflix password. So it could increase your exposure. It's like free advertisement.
Yes.
I guess.
Well, I feel like, so I guess my thing is like there's certain shit that Netflix does that pisses me off. One of them is the fact that like if I pay for your service, like I pay for Disney Plus, right? Me, my kids, my wife can all watch Disney Plus in my house at the same time with no fucking problem. But Netflix makes you you pay extra if you both want to watch it at the same time. Like that's the shit that pisses me off. Yeah. Like if
the same account.
Yeah, if I pay for cable, we can all watch cable in my house. It's not like I can only watch it and then you can only watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Right, but I mean that's their their way of dealing with password sharing or whatever.
So that's my thing. Is I would rather them open that up and close down the password sharing.
So just like anyone in the same IP address, any amount of people from the same IP address can watch the same. But then you get VPNs and shit. You know, it's hard. Hard to deal with.
Right.
People are always going to find a way around. So there's
because like
you
want to use VPN with any subscription service anyway, because overseas content is not the same.
Yeah, I can't.
Like if I want to watch some anime, I have to use a VPN to look at fucking Japanese Netflix.
I actually just started using VPN because of the trip, and it was hit or miss. But
yeah, but it's the option is there, so like it makes it so the IP thing, opening IP to multiple use, still like doesn't help with some people.
Yeah, but at least you're making a choice to have the VPN. You know, you can be like, hey, I'm not going to use the VPN and everybody in my house can watch Netflix. I'd much rather them open that up. And also stop fucking recommending shit to me that I don't want to see just because it has a fucking little red N on it.
Yep.
Like, I can see myself in bed with my wife, like going through the fucking recommended. I'm like, oh, look, that's all we want to watch, according to Netflix, is Netflix originals. Isn't that fucking weird?
Fucking pad those numbers,
it makes sense to promote your own shit, though.
Of course, but don't recommend it. Don't say like you would like this when I clearly don't.
Well, you might like this.
You might though. You might though.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that category. You might.
You might. I don't know. You might or might not.
Yeah. Judging on what you watch, probably not, but you might.
Give it a try.
Give it a try.
Yeah. Give it a try, Liz.
Or even like look at the Netflix originals.
Yeah. It gets better after the first episode.
Give it 4.
Or how about this?
Give it 4.
How about people in my house can watch on multiple devices as long as one of them is watching a Netflix original?
I like that. That's funny.
That is, yeah.
You know, give me something.
I'll put the TV on in the guest room just so it has it's just playing constantly.
Just let it run. Dude, smart. The meme?
Yeah.
You know, Hannon. I love Hannon, but he was like, I talk about that meme a lot because whenever somebody says something, I'll be like, you know, and he's like, dude, Eddie Murphy, and I was like, what?
What?
What? He was like, yeah, the meme with like Eddie Murphy doing, and I was like,
holy crap, that's so funny.
It's not Eddie Murphy. I was like, don't say that. I was like,
don't say that during BHM.
I was like, you're in a safe space right now, but don't go out there and say
Murphy. I was feed into that so bad.
All right. So I had one other thing to do, and that was to talk about the Grammy winners. I'm not sure if anybody saw it.
Which one is that? Is that music or show?
Music. So it did make me realize exactly why I don't watch the Grammys.
You hear what Jay-Z said about it?
No, what do you say?
So Beyonce didn't win for album of the year.
But she won a fair amount.
She did, but she didn't win album of the year.
And she shouldn't have.
But
she shouldn't have.
What's his name? Harry Styles won?
Yeah, he shouldn't have either.
So people who were on the committee said that their words, well, she's won enough, and so we thought we'd go with somebody different.
That's why they do it.
That's fucking bullshit.
That is crazy.
That's bullshit. But she shouldn't have won. That album is trash.
I don't know.
That album is trash.
Cuff It is a banger.
Capital T trash.
Renaissance?
Yeah, that is her, in my opinion, her worst album.
Wow.
Yeah, it's too
who are the other Bad Bunny was good. I like his album. I'm actually really into the Bad Bunny stuff.
Oh, you and Gomez.
Yeah, right.
But so Bad Bunny was up for it.
I would have given it to him.
Beyonce was up for it. Mary J. Blige, Good Morning Gorgeous, which was a good album. Brandy Carlisle, I don't In These Silent Days. Coldplay, Music of the Spheres. No thanks. God bless. That's the last thing I want to hear is Music of the Spheres. Give me something with some edge.
like that.
Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which is like an art piece, but it's not my favorite Kendrick project ever either. And then Lizzo for Special. Yeah, I bet a real heavyweighter there. You know what I mean? And then Harry Styles. Yeah. And I wouldn't have put necessarily any of these. Well, I guess no, like Beyonce. See, I think Beyonce gets into this for the same reason I think Bad Bunny gets into this, because it just opens more doors for the people that you're going to have at your event by acknowledging them. Just they carry that sort of power.
I think the impact, like how many people listen to just those two albums, Bad Bunny's like one of, if not the biggest, biggest musical act in the world, right?
For sure.
Beyonce, same thing could be said. So
yeah,
the amount of rotation that the albums do get I think kind of warrants them to get.
Yeah, but I don't know. I had to look into her numbers, but I don't know how well this album. I didn't hear, like, if you think about, like, in my opinion, the last album of hers that, like, when it hit, it was like a moment.
Lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't win for that.
And she didn't win for that. But that's the type of project where she should have won.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Adele won that year, didn't she?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And Adele even acknowledged, hey, I should have won.
Yeah, I remember that year, you know.
She's actually gotten beat out 4 times for album of the year. Beyonce. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, her first, like, I think if we're talking about albums, complete, cohesive projects, it's her first and Lemonade. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she deserves album of the year for any other thing. And I'm saying this as a Beyonce fan, but I don't know, like, you know, I don't know if any other body of work. I mean, I'm not her target demographic to be fair.
Are you sure?
No,
I don't think so.
She goes for everybody, man.
But, like, I think that she goes for everybody because she's making pop music, right? But I think if you were to boil down the bullshit of the everybody and see what was left in the sifter afterwards, it's all women.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I've never met a dude that's just like, yeah, Beyonce, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's a you know.
I would love to meet that guy.
What you know?
Record of the year, About Damn Time from Lizzo.
Huh. Yeah. Who are the other ones? Well,
it was a heavy record, to be fair.
That's true. Got tons of reviews.
Don't Shut Me Down by ABBA, Easy on Me by Adele, Break My Soul by Beyonce, Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige, You and Me on the Rock, Brandy Carlisle, Doja Cat with Woman, Steve Lacy, Bad Habit.
I like Adele's Easy on Me.
Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5, and Harry Styles, And It Was. I of these, mine would be Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige, but I feel like there's a record that's being overlooked here. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into what I think.
Drill music's be indicated.
Well, no, but I mean, like, if you take a record like Munch, which was a drill record, it was a huge record, dominated the summer. And no, it's not going to get mentioned. But she's an independent artist. She's not going to. These people aren't writing these letters and having the meetings and shaking hands and rubbing elbows behind the scenes. I bet you every fucking person on this list is fucking Universal Music Group. I would bet money.
I mean, that's why the award.
That's how it goes. Well, we all know that they're what they are.
I'm trying to calm down.
It's like, I don't know. I seriously don't know. Like, it's different. I think now and like 15, 20 years ago, the way awards and award shows and accolades are viewed are not the same.
Yeah. Not at all. It's not as prestigious. And like Jay-Z said, it's all based on media and what do you call it? Not merchandising, but basically it's all fixed. Not,
Yeah.
It's based on bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Best rap album was DJ Khaled with God Did. Future, I Never Liked You. Jack Harlow, Come Home, The Kids Miss You. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, The Big Steppers, and Pusha T, It's Almost Dry. That would have been my choice out of those, but I actually would have gone with, I think that the best rap album of last year was Lil Durk's record, but neither here nor there. So on and so forth. I think that's enough for that before I fucking die of a fucking stroke in here.
To be fair, Viola Davis officially got EGOT status because she won a Grammy for her audiobook. So that's good.
There you go.
Black History Month. There it is. The third black woman in history to get EGOT behind. Oh shit, Whoopi Goldberg and who was the other one? Was it Jennifer Hudson? Might have been Jennifer Hudson. Yes. So
it's important, man.
Black History facts.
Yeah.
Drop the knowledge.
Yeah.
He's like dump.
just like we do with his advice.
Yeah, right.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant trailer. Have you seen that?
No.
So it looks like it's a war movie. Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's like Halo movie, Covenant.
So no, it's Taliban, a different type of war movie. But it looks. I think he wrote it.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
No. I'm sorry, Guy Ritchie.
I'm glad you asked because I was like, wow.
I'm not interested in war movies that aren't based on a true story.
Really?
I think so.
So you didn't like Starship Troopers?
I love Starship Troopers.
Right?
Don't give me that fucking face, Bobby. I absolutely adore Starship Troopers.
I saw. No, it's not about. It's about a war. I'm talking about a war, like a historic war movie. Not like. It's not like
historic to me. Not
like Star Wars.
War's in the name, bro.
I'm good with that. Infinity War. I'm good with that. But like the Dark Side War. I'm good with that. But like a historic war, I kind of want it to be about a true story. And what this reminds me of. So it seems like this guy He has a interpreter for the language in the area, and they go through some trials and tribulations. The interpreter gets captured, and he gets out or gets let out, and he basically goes back to get his interpreter out. And I think it's all bullshit. I don't know. So let me preface that before the comments light me up. I don't know, but there was a real event where a guy, I don't know if he was a soldier, he might have been in the CIA or some shit, but he had an interpreter also, and they both ended up prisoners of the Taliban together for a long ass time, and they eventually let him go. And they drove him out to this location where they're going to drop him off. It was like at a border, and they like took his his mask off, like the potato sack shit, and he was like, "Well, where's homeboy, the interpreter?" And they're like, "Oh no, he's not free." And this dude was like, "We both go, or no one goes."
Yeah, I don't know. That's he has wife and kids too, I think.
Yeah.
Man. I think he ended up being friendly with his captors. His captors. Yeah.
There was a female that took to him, that was taking care of him, and because his kid had an Islamic name, it was like
happenstance.
It was like happenstance. It was sort of a biblical name, but it was like where they cross over that bit. And they were like. His captors, it wasn't his captors, it was like his babysitters, basically, while he was being captive, like took a liking to him, and he just like he was like, man, he was like, I can see freedom, he's like, I can look at it and see it, and I had to make a decision, and I chose, and that's a
fucking real one. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they let both of them go.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
You gotta respect it.
I think that's what this might be inspired by. I could be way off. But I would rather see the real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Story. I would rather see the real story. But neither here nor there. It looks all right. And then Super Mario Brothers Trailer 2 came out with like a heavy on the Donkey Kong.
Your favorite?
Yeah, dude, this shit looks fucking perfect, man. The shit looks fucking perfect.
Yeah.
You're not into it?
I prefer the original.
No, you don't.
John Leguizamo and
hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.
I like the original.
So I'm gonna see it. Obviously,
April.
April.
Yeah.
O'Neal or
different April, different April, different franchise.
Turtle.
But there are turtles.
I'm gonna take the kids to see it. I think it's my kids are looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks fucking I think it's the thing I'm most excited about. Like, I'm more excited about it than the DC shit, or or the Marvel shit, or whatever. I'm just like, man, I just want to see this fucking Mario Brothers.
I'm worried about being disappointed though. I don't want to get my hopes up for it.
Yeah, well, did I tell you I'm gonna watch? That I watched baseball last year a bit.
Yeah, you did. And it was kind of weird.
Yeah, because Selena's playing softball and she wanted to watch. I was like, yeah, I'll watch it with you. And then like we kind of ended up getting into it a bit, like we watched like the World Series and shit. And I was like, fuck. I was like, why am I enjoying this so much? And then it all clicked for me, and I looked over to Laura, and I was like, it's because it can't disappoint me. Mm-hmm. Like it finally like.
You got no expectations.
Yeah, like Marvel can't fuck it up, DC can't fuck it up, Lucasfilm can't fuck it up. I don't care who wins or loses, so it's fine.
That's why I watch baking shows.
Yeah. See, but even that, I'll end up getting attached to somebody, And then there was one other note that Phil had just dropped in. I was going to just do it while we were here.
Yeah, Phil just dropped me about the Oreos. I already finished 2 packs. You're late.
James Gunn clarifies that DC Studios is separate from Warner Brothers now.
The Oreos.
They're good.
What are they?
The Oreo flavored Oreos is crazy.
Oreo flavored. Oreo.
Like
the cream filling.
The cream filling. It's the size of most stuff, which is my favorite. Like it's ridiculous amount of stuffing, and the filling is cookies and cream.
Do you do milk or what do you?
No, I eat my Oreos like I eat cereal.
Just
like
dry.
I dump them. No, like I dump them into like a bowl of milk. And I fucking eat it like that.
Damn, that sounds gangster. I like that.
That's how I eat all like cookies.
I'm stopping on the way home.
Yeah, bro. And they have it in the Food Lion.
Jesus.
There you go.
I'm supposed to be on a diet right now, but that's cool.
Yeah, don't look at the calories.
Hey, I'm not. I never do.
And then
it's not that kind of diet.
It's stupid. It's over 100 calories per cookie.
Oh my god. You can't eat just one.
Dude,
over how many
I
calories
ate 2 fucking packs. I don't give a fuck. I'm always trying to stay lean.
How many calories per cookie?
Like 110, 120 per cookie.
Per cookie.
That's how good it is, though.
Oh my god!
That's
the
how
average
good it
Oreo
is.
being between 60 and 80.
Yeah. So, see, we know these because we track macros.
That's a fat kid stat right there.
2 Ferrero Rochers is 70 calories. Why do I know that?
I would love to do macros, but then I'd be sober all the time, and you could handle that.
Raw dogging life, fuck that.
So we got a question from Matthew. He just says Matthew. He says, "Hey there, herd gaugers. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I started listening to you guys just as Beer and Bolter's 40K.
Wow, that's way
then
back.
Obviously made the jump to NRR. You guys have kept me company for some time now,
Like
especially
7-8 years.
Especially driving thousands of miles when I worked in the film industry. No, I was not delivering tapes to Blockbuster. I wonder what he was doing. I was actually in your neck of the woods last year on holiday in New York and visiting family in DC. I've got to say that I was underwhelmed by New York City, but love DC.
Well, that's a hot
that's
take.
weird. That's weird.
That's really weird.
Speaking of underwhelmed, I've tried watching The Batman. Fun fact, the nightclub scene was filmed here in London, where I also worked on a Star Wars event. Oh, dude.
Movie industry, bro.
Yeah.
As soon as he said holiday, I knew he was from over there.
yeah, me too. He said, could not finish it. Sorry.
Wow.
And I think that movie's mid also, that Batman movie.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, have just started The White Lotus as recommended by yourselves, and I love it. It's a good show. Here's my question. I'm planning to propose to my partner. Her family knows this. She knows this. Her fucking idiot younger sister and even more idiotic partner got engaged on Friday the 3rd of February, completely out of the blue.
Oh.
He didn't ask their father and didn't give me the heads up, knowing that I'm planning to propose. Her family are not happy about it. I was planning on doing this February 10th. What do I do now?
It's past the 10th now. Oh, no, is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. The timing and etiquette of this is now totally off kilter. Well, unfortunately, the timing and editing of your question in regards to the show is going to be off kilter.
Yeah, because this show doesn't even come out till next week.
Thanks for everything. A new episode is one of my highlights every week. Well, that's kind of thing to say.
Are you a Patreon member?
Yeah, exactly. If her family knows, then at least they know that you were planning this before.
You even said your fiance. I mean, not fiance. Your girlfriend knows. So
yeah. So at least it's not like, oh, your sister got it. Now they won't feel like you felt pressured to. So I mean, I would go ahead and do it. I think you're going to come out of it.
It's not a surprise anyway. So
and you're going to come out of it the golden one because you're the one that gave the family the heads up.
Did everything you were supposed to do.
Did you?
And you're not the idiot.
Did you speak to your in-laws about proposing to your wife?
No, because it was on a whim.
Yeah, I didn't either, but even if it wasn't on a whim or was on a whim, I just wouldn't have. I'd have been like, man, we'll make our own decisions around here, thanks.
In some ways, that's kind of antiquated for me, but I understand tradition and respect.
Yeah.
But what's he going to do, say no? But it was like one thing, it wasn't a whim, but I'm like, it's an old-fashioned mindset, and I know that they're not that old-fashioned in that sense. Now, if it was like, she was raised by her grandmother. Her grandmother was really old school and whatnot. Then, I would have gone and said, hey, I'm thinking. But me and her father were cool, and it was like, he's more like, take my daughter, please. You know.
We'd been together for so long, you know, I think a lot of them thought that I was never going to do it, you know, never going to propose, just because we'd been together since 96, and I proposed in 2004.
Wow.
You know, but I wasn't going to propose to my wife while she's living at her mom's house and I live in my mom's house.
Yeah, makes sense.
Time's got to be right.
So yeah, I would go ahead and do it, man. Don't let the fucking idiots, dictate your actions.
No, if anything, it gives a comparison to the family, and you're definitely going to stand out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You look even better.
Yep.
So we got a question from Vex Supreme. He said, "What's up, Ragers? Good to hear the gaming talk. The TMNT Cowabunga collection is dope. Joe, Monster Hunter Rise is amazing.
Rise up.
Questions. Joe, do you collect game pieces like Monster Hunter statues? Apparently, there's like these.
Yes, Nargigante right there. I would, but I don't. I saw that shit. I see that.
We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Oh, that's a good laugh, Bobby. That's a good one.
Okay.
That was your soul in there.
Okay. I was like, oh, man. I almost said what? And I was like, no, okay. All right, we're good. So go ahead.
I would if I was early in my collection game. But like, it's really full. My collection's full, and as I was saying earlier, I'm really narrating what I even buy anymore at all.
Yeah.
Even shit I love. So no, I would, but I'm currently not. I'm making a fucking set of cosplay armor instead, though.
Well,
but yeah, that I do like those. I mean, a lot of those monsters are iconic to us, to our peoples.
He's also sending a soft reminder. What 3 characters had the best redemption that you did not expect in anime or manga? Make sure it's in your notes still.
Yeah, I'm in a much better place, I think, mentally right now. So,
all right. So Chris, he asked Chris a question.
It's definitely not goddamn Sasuke though. Fuck that guy.
There you go. Chris isn't here, obviously, but I'll ask it, and if Chris listens, he can make a note, or you can send it again next week. It says, Chris, since you're a chug thug, will you collect the Like Toys Metroplex if it is made, or will Bobby get it? And if Robert buys it, what the hell is the shipping on that thing going to be? What are your predictions? So, I'll be honest with you. You know, I have my, and I think I did this in a sit down Saturday. I mean, I can't see myself buying this.
Yeah, you had a. You definitely talked about this.
But I think the bigger question is whether or not it comes to fruition. If it does come to fruition, I'm getting the impression now that it won't be through Like Toys. It will be Like Toys using somebody else to get it out.
Yeah.
Which is what I said from the beginning, is that like the amount of manufacturing costs that this is going to take is just extremely expensive. And, you know, he's asking for PayPal deposits. And it's not a knock towards this dude. I want this dude to be successful. But
yeah, but still.
To the fucking consumership, I'm just like, man, be fucking careful out here, because, you know, trust your friends, but cut the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've seen $60 ruin a friendship. You know, like
I mean, depending on what time period in your life, $60 is a lot of money.
Yeah, you know, so like, just I don't have any intention of getting it. I don't really have any interest in robots of that size. You know, I just don't. But like, I also am uneasy about the whole situation, so I would be, you know, reluctant in general, you know. And then he said he left me out, and he said, I forgot Bobby's question. If you ever had to pick which 3 you would cut, which 3 would you cut from ever listening to if someone put a gun to your head? Whew. Jay-Z, Wu-Tang Clan, Michael Jackson, Dipset, 9 Inch Nails, and Pop Smoke. 6. Ooh. So this hurts.
Which 3 would you cut?
Yeah, this hurts.
a lot.
So what's funny is I previewed this question earlier in the week, but I thought I just had to cut 1.
Oh. Well, what was the one easy one?
Order,
yeah.
So here's the thing is I gave this a lot of thought, because these are some of my favorites of all time.
Exactly. Why
you know,
it's pick between your kids, man.
You know, and my answer is going to be upsetting to a lot of people, but my answer would be Wu-Tang Clan, and I'm going to tell you why. I love Wu-Tang Clan. I love that era. I love what that symbol meant. Like it's a legacy. But of all of those artists, I do feel like that music exists in a different way in that time.
How many people
it's a time capsule.
Are in the Wu-Tang Clan?
Total, or just in the proper group?
Total. Just like
it's like 300 some fucking members.
Well, and let's say the music.
10 if you want.
How many people are in Dipset?
Really 3.
All right, so you chose the group with the most black people to get rid of. Got it.
I did not see where it was going.
We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
I want to go on record. I want to go on record that there's only one white artist on this list.
it also like it does bring up a point though. Actually, like you can easily cut out Wu-Tang because we're talking about just as a group, right? Because you can still listen to artists separately.
Yeah. Oh, on their own.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm.
As long as I can listen to Raekwon.
Yeah.
Like
Redman,
if you still listen to Method Man, Redman. But not
well. I'd cut them to be honest. But really? if I had Ray, like what the purple tape meant to me,
like Ghostface, Raekwon.
Those are my 2.
Okay.
You know, those would be my top 2 that I would, you know, that I would keep in a pinch.
Makes sense.
You know, but you know, it was a lot of things that at the time in my life just there was a lot of drug talk that just it fit in my life in a different way at the time. Anyway.
But I can understand that.
So that's
number 1.
Yeah, and only because, like I said, like I can listen to it now and enjoy it now.
Yeah.
But when I listen to, say, like Michael Jackson or Hove, or Nine Inch Nails, really, which are my three. Those would be the three that I would keep. But when I listen to Michael Jackson, Hove, or Nine Inch Nails now, I feel the same way about their music I did the first time I heard it.
Makes sense.
And also sometimes it's just more timeless.
Whereas the Wu-Tang music, it felt better at 93 to 97 than it does to me.
It has enough nostalgia attached to it.
Yeah, I think you have to be in the mood for certain genres. Like I can put on, let's say, Michael Jackson anytime, any day, right?
Always works.
Same thing with Jay-Z.
Yeah,
because he's got such a catalog. I'm not going to feel like hearing everything, but I can pick a Jay-Z song anytime. So Wu-Tang is definitely. Maybe I'm cleaning gutters or something. I just need to get mad at it, or something, you know.
and the truth is like, you know, like I love Pop Smoke. I mourn his loss in a ways that people would find very confusing. How much it upsets me, because I do think that given a couple more years, people would have looked at him as changing the entire trajectory of that genre of music. I think that he was onto something, but his body of work is so limited. That he would have to be sacrificed for that. And then Dipset is like, I love Dipset. I love their music.
No kidding.
Once again, a whole lot to me. Like I have Dipset hoodies and T-shirts, and you know, nobody knows what the fuck it is anymore, and I still carry it because it means something to me. What it stands for means something. But Dipset music is a very specific tool for a very specific job. And the older I get, the less I feel like I need that particular tool. And, so that would be why I would cut them. But yeah, good question.
Oh, actually, that was a good one.
This is from Fighting Rabbit. Playing favorites. What's good, merry men of Maryland? Not sure if I or anyone had asked you guys this, but who is your favorite Transformer and why? Least favorite and why?
I thought we covered it last week. No,
we may have.
You said Grimlock.
Well, Grimlock and Dead End are my favorite, and the reason why is because they're team players, like to their team, the Dinobots or the Stunticons, and
I like Jetfire. My least favorite has always been Stargrim. Fuck that guy. Piece of shit.
Yeah. What about you for either favorite and least favorite? Why?
Favorite has always been Soundwave.
Okay,
nice.
Just because I thought you were going to say jazz, but continue.
Yeah. Actually, change it. Mudflat and Skids from the movie.
Fuck.
I think my least favorite is actually damn, I had his name. I almost want to say Bumblebee, but it's not. It's Cheetor from the Beast Wars.
Yeah, I don't even count.
Which is the Bumblebee of Beast Wars, basically.
I like Bumblebee, but Cheetor was like, he just annoyed me.
I mean, he was like that fucking teen angst guy.
Yeah, and I never identified with him.
Wheelie's probably my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Comic book Wheelie was great.
Different character. You know, like and explain why he was a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
You know. And he says, which do you identify with the most? And that actually got me thinking, I don't really...
Jazz.
Like,
We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man.
It got me thinking about, like, identifying with a character. And, you know, every now and then I can identify with, like, certain small aspects of a character. But I don't really think that I really identify with a character. Like, you know, where I'm like, man, that's like me.
You never took one of those tests and you answer a few questions and they're like,
what Transformer are you?
yeah, probably. But I don't think I ever was in, you know, with any of this shit. You know, I think that most of my attraction to this stuff kind of comes from like things that I admire.
Yes, exactly. Like,
you know,
like I would like to be more like that.
Yeah. Like I would love to be more like Superman, to have that level of like selflessness, and you know, I would
just
love to have the amount of determination and commitment that Batman has, and you know, I would love to be half as cool as fucking Han Solo.
They represent ideals, that you hope to attain or live to.
I want to be like multiple, man. You have gang bang by yourself,
right?
Dude,
I'm sorry.
He thought about that before.
So that's a question.
That's cool.
If you could,
that's Waggo.
If you could clone yourself,
fuck a fight. Isn't that never mind.
Hello,
Joseph? There's certain people that love themselves more than others.
Yes, 100% can't relate.
Would you consider spit roasting your girl with your clone?
Fuck yeah. We take turns though. You gotta go.
Yo, yes.
No, I don't want to. I want to. Let's.
No. I mean, they gotta switch positions.
Yeah.
Short answer, yes.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
If they can.
And then I kill the clone afterwards.
Yeah,
and put it in fucking biohazard.
Nobody will ever talk about this.
That's the beauty of like multiple men. When he comes back together, he gets all the fucking experience.
It's true.
He gets the whole fucking thing all by himself.
It's true. That's true.
I thought about this.
I've got a whole plan written out.
What is the most famous? This is from Paul C. What is the most famous couch in television history?
The casting couch.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the black couch. The fucking black couch.
That's easy.
Yeah. Is it considered television?
Yeah, I guess so. It's up there.
Yeah. Max Hardcore's yellow couch.
So my answer is probably the Simpsons couch, but I think that the Friends couch is obviously in that conversation.
Picture it right now.
Like Married with Children's couch.
And I was going to say Married with Children's couch.
I know of those couches, but I can't picture it like I can picture the Simpsons couch.
Yeah. I think the Simpsons couch is numero uno.
But
like I know the couches are there in these certain
What's
shows,
funny is I can picture the casting couch better than
everyone.
I can picture the whole office.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know what a desk is.
You don't have
I know what a stapler is.
A quick screenshot immediately you know exactly where you are.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And I think that is it. Yeah. So, if you want to send questions.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
And outside of that, Evan, thanks for joining us. You're always welcome here.
I'll see you next year.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you stay true to your word.
Hey,
and try to make it out here once a month because it is a pleasure, and I love having the racy conversations with you. It's a tradition. But if you come out once a month, we're only doing this shit in October. The racy conversations. We only got it. I mean, not in October. In fucking February.
Yeah.
Because it's I said October because it scares me.
Spooky.
But I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy the conversation.
No worries, man.
And shout out to everybody at the Cool Table. As far as I'm concerned, if you listen to this podcast, you're a part of the Cool Table. And shout out to everybody else that's part of the crew. Shout out to Chris on assignment today. Chris, Joe, and myself are going to have a little family dinner this Saturday, which would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to take my family out tonight.
And, you get to, you mean?
Yeah.
You get to.
Yes. Absolutely. You know what? You're absolutely right. I get to.
Yeah. And shout out to Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos. Shout out to Raul on Instagram. Shout out to Dante on Facebook. Happy Black History Month to you as well, Dante. And shout out to Marilyn Phil.
One at a time, apparently.
remember,
It's a quota, bro. It's a quota.
Last year, you guys were both here, and he was saying how that Bill Cosby show came out, and he's like, man, it had to be in February. He's like, and then he was like, but you can't do it in March. That's Women's History Month. And
you gotta keep pushing it back.
But shout out to Phil on notes and on our Twitter, and remember the game. So with that,
Flappy Labius.
Cuban Coochie.
not okay, man. Tight dick player.